double check that. Yep, 65. I'm Ryan, the GM, so I'm told. It is the 25th of September 2020. It is no longer my turn to speak. Continue, players.
Hello, I'm Adrian, and I play Arya Bluebird, the Half Elf Druid.
Hello, I'm Sean.
Hello!
Bastiadel, the Warforged Cleric.
Hi, I am Scott. I am playing this game today.
Welcome.
I'm playing Crumbar, who is a half-orc paladin.
Hello. My name's Alex. I play Riz the Elven Monk.
What does the C stand for? Oh dear, that was good. This is very, very slowly coasting towards the way my Monday game do intros, which is mostly just, can we get through it? Okay, it was good enough.
Mate, nothing will ever compete with the Wednesday intro where it was just the butt one.
Oh god, yeah. Let's move on swiftly from that, shall we, though, Scott?
Yeah,
Yes.
I know it was like the third season as well, and it was just us just ripping the piss.
Also, Shan, your comment earlier about the Queen of Hearts, and I looked at what I was wearing, and I was like, I'm not even going to change, because that would involve standing back up again, but I'm like wearing my one of my favourite like red cardigan things, and I was like, oh, fuck them. No.
Your cardigan and your hair match each other.
They do, don't they? It's nice. Thank you. Actually, this is where my Discord profile picture came from. This hair and this cardigan.
The more you know.
Yeah. Yeah. See?
Alright.
It's me. I ain't no catfish. Not
Fish.
today. Also, hello, Shawnee.
Hello, person. Waves in IRL. I was actually trying to think, right?
Okay.
Yeah, I know it was difficult. I had to have a lie down after. Has the Golden Gate ever been mentioned in this campaign yet?
No.
Right. Okay. Cool. Because obviously, I think last time I said to you, "Who actually are the keepers of the Golden Gate?" And you're like, "Maybe you should look it up in game." I'm like, "But we've never actually been heard about that." And now it's starting to play on my mind.
Good. It should, because we're only 65 sessions into the game where the title was there from the beginning. So, like, at least now we can peel away the veils that were never there. Oh dear. Right, so we'll reminisce, shall we, about what happened last time? You just want to talk me through it?
Wizard boy be cray cray.
We boarded the sky vessel, or I guess castle, because we don't actually know yet if it moves. Keep.
I think it was a fortress.
One of those things. And we had a look around. It's alien in design. As far as it's not anything we recognize, but there were no extra hostiles in there. A bunch of dead bodies already there before we arrived. Spoke to the guy. Lost his damn mind. Did a bit of exploration, looked around. Eventually we came to a door that we couldn't unlock. Which coincidentally he was interested in unlocking as well. So that was our way into having something to do with him at all. So and I attempted to bash the door down with my prized axe. And my axe went right through the door. And I lost it. That's where we're at.
And now I think we've set one of the goals as unlock the door, or where is it? Gain access to the tower.
Yeah, because that seemed way more achievable than specifically unlocking a door that we're not even sure like has a lock, right? So.
Yeah. So
The guy's name was called Mark as well.
oh, that was one of the names on the many invites he had.
Anything else happen that he's worked out?
It was like a keep that wasn't lived in. It
Yeah,
could station
not
like
really.
20 or more people, and then he said he came from the sky. And then the goblins came from the sky as well. So when we were already in the sky, the guy's crazy.
The sky above
Yeah, I mean, I think his exact words were he fell.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, he was definitely not all there. Yeah. It's me slowly getting into his mindset to RP him again.
Yeah.
Anything else worthy of notes? At all? Perhaps,
Feel like there
perchance?
should be.
Also, if you've made it this far, re-listening to this for some bizarre reason, you've not gone mad. Session 62 is lost forever. So just, you decide what happened in that particular episode. And it's probably wrong. Anyway, carry on.
Carry on, eh?
No, I wanted carry on B, in fact. But anyway, so... Okay, that's good enough to move on to goals. So, let's review what the goals are at present. So, the general goals list is make contact with Janus, the god of travel, gather actionable information on Vishal, the best named NPC in the entire
Favourite
game.
word.
It's just good, isn't it? Actually, no, it's not my favourite word. Do you know my favourite word's probably glacier? It's a really fun thing to say. How good is that to say? Think about it, glacier. It's good, isn't it?
You're an English teacher or something.
No.
Also say glacier for a second.
Glacier! Glacier! It's good.
What fun is that?
It is a fun
Just
word to say though, isn't it? What's wrong with enjoying words? That's all I've got. Have you noticed this is my one skill?
Judge me.
Yeah, glacier is a good word. I like it. Anything with like para in front of it, like parallax, paradox, is good, right? Parabola.
Parallelogram.
Yeah, parallelogram. Yeah,
That's a name word. I know.
yeah, like they're all good, right? But anyway, back on the goals. Vishal. So, also fuck you, Alex. And gain access to the tower is another one. Make a friend of the wizard Mark. Learn how to
Mark.
control the keep. And then we've got some personal goals, which is Arya has found out if Justoria marked me as her agent. We then have Bastiel that says recover the offspring, sad face. And what if the offspring doesn't have a sad face? And then Crumbar has learn Elvish from Arya / rest of the party. And then Plagal has connect and leave on good terms with the Cloud Ones. And that's more ironic now that you're on a cloud. Isn't it just? And then, yeah, right, you know, a mini mount on a cloud. A cloud mount. Anyway, Riz also has learn about the mark on my left hand. So, that's what's in play at present. So, yeah, I guess we'll just get stuck in, shall we?
Everyone's got some like arc ending revelation as their personal goal.
So do you, right? You want your kid
Yeah.
back? Or you want to resurrect a band? I don't know. Was it the two? Right?
Oh wow.
I'm not above mentioning them every time it comes up. It's so good. I love that you used that as the name. I'm so happy.
You earned it.
It's just it's good.
What were the cloud months?
What were the cloud ones? You think that's Plagal because that's his goal.
Oh wait, okay, right. No, I'm just like because we're on a cloud. Is it something to do with that? Like,
Did you not listen to the last like maybe like 60 seconds worth of dialogue I just said? Because I feel like that did all this, Scott. We've done this.
yeah,
just-
but I was just making sure we're not
Okay,
gonna miss him
okay,
up here
aye.
for him while he's away.
Oh, that's not you. Yeah. Okay.
Very conscientious. I approve of such things. So
Oh yeah, wait, that was the people he served or something. Wasn't it?
there you go. See, why do you
Yeah.
ever ask me questions when you usually know the answers?
Because I just like to hear the sound of your voice.
That's probably really useful because I'm your GM, right? It's probably a handy trait to have is that you like the sound of my voice. So that's good. You probably don't like half the things I say as the GM, but that's also fine. Yes, and as Bastiel quite rightly said, a glacier. It's just a good word. So I'm gonna resist saying it's cool. But anyway,
Get out of my house.
just disconnects me. Oh dear. So, right, I think we're standing in front of a door, aren't we, Bastiel?
Mhm.
He's like for a
Mhm.
moment he's kind of jittering and like shaking. You can hear the metal of his, I guess, exoskeleton rattling against his joints and stuff. But he stills himself. He does a little mantra, you know. If something bad's happened, it's probably part of what Celeste has written out for us, and it will be worth it in the end.
What was the
And he,
mantra? Thank you, Obama. As you pinch the bridge of your nose.
I just think of the South Park Obama.
Remember when that was like the worst of people's worries? Remember? Yeah. Oh dear. Simpler times. But yes, so you're standing there, slightly shaken.
He'll sit down,
Mm.
and he intends to do his century's rest here whenever we move to have a long rest. He's going to be here for a long time until we get that fact back.
Cool. So you just sit there and go, right, cool, well, I'm out. Did you flash your lights at her? Well, I'm out of ideas. I think obviously Mark, for lack of a better name, is sitting like, you know, with his finger in his mouth, tasting the last of the acid effect that you'd put on the axe before it smacked into the door. And then he just looks down at you. And he just sits down as well, because that seems like the thing to do. And he just kind of stares at you with the finger in his mouth. Also, Shoni's offering us cookies. That's awesome.
I want cookies.
Well, she's offering chat cookies, I guess. I guess we're in chat.
There's more where that came from if you can get this thing open.
Oh, yeah, because he was proper like nomming on acid.
And
Yeah.
I'll bring up the pictures again, because I do like the pictures.
Oh yes, I would love that.
Yeah, where did I put the pictures? Because I have a page full of trolls. That's what I've got because of that bullshit last time.
Yeah, you just kept adding trolls.
The best thing is, it was during Plague's like monologue of what happened last time, and I don't know if you'd noticed or not, or if it was just that like in the zone, but there was no break in his story, despite how many trolls I found in my monster manual.
I was surprised at the variety of trolls.
They're not all from the monster manual. They're from other sources that I have found.
Your Michelin star review. I like the variety, the texture.
The consistency, yes.
Yeah.
There we go. Here's our wonder
yes.
dudes.
Right. Can I?
So I think, yeah, like if you're nearby, because I think you weren't that far away, you literally just see Bastiel and Mark sitting, just staring at each other on the ground outside this door.
Bastiel's grumpy. Like he's doing the thinking man's pose, but he's got like a huge underbite. Just like grumbers.
Crumbar just take a kind of stoat up and be like, look at the wizard, look at Bastille, and like mad wee sentry mode, and just, like slap him on the back of the head and just be like, is this really the time to be resting?
I think
You're right.
Mark just looks up
Seems
with his
time
like
to smash a door down.
finger in his mouth, just stares at you.
Sorry, Shan, what did you say as well?
Response to Crumbar, I'll say, you're right. It seems like the time to smash this door down. Please, by all means.
A big grin just comes on my face, and I'm just like, well, I do like to break down doors. And then I'm just like, then you just kind of see my frown, like my big smile kind of disappear as I remember the amount of hammers I've lost to doors. So I'll look at the door and then turn to Mark and just be like kind of like notice him just kind of like sucking on his thumb and stuff, and I was like, so what's the deal with the door?
You see, and he turns to like Bastiel and gestures to him. The former bird wishes to know what lies beyond the door. And he just looks at you mysteriously, Crumbar.
I want to know what's beyond it too. I take it you do not know the means of opening it?
Does it open? He looks at you like it's a, does it?
And I'm like, well, it should open. That's what doors do. A door that doesn't open is just a wall.
He kind of like nods, like, oh yeah, that's right. And he just starts like rubbing his chin, like, maybe it's a wall.
And
Like,
I'm
like some kind of
um,
like massive revelation you've just given him.
Can I examine the door for anything that would be, give it away that it is a door?
I mean, sure, investigate, I guess. I don't know what you're going to learn, but like, it seems like the type of role, right?
Yeah, look for such things as like a crease, like a small crease where the gap, where the door and the wall would meet. Look for a handle. Look for.
So like, as I'll
letter
re-describe it from last time, right? So there's no handle, no keyhole, no like nothing. Sorry, there's like a ring pull, I think I said last time, where it's I like a kind of almost like kind of black iron ring that kind of like hangs from the door, but like it doesn't like turn or twist or move. It just seems to be there. When Bastiel had investigated it, it definitely felt like when he was knocking on it and stuff, it felt more like stone than it did wood as a door, or didn't it feel like it like rattled like a door would if you knocked it? Your investigation reveals much of the same, right? You don't feel a breeze coming from it like the other side of the door. You don't see light or edges or like scuff marks on the ground where it would maybe trailed. There's no obvious signs of it being a door, other than it looks like a door.
See the iron ring,
Mhm.
majigger. Can I use that as a door knocker?
If you broke it off and then hit the door with it, yeah.
No, I mean like use it like
Like
you know,
it
a
it doesn't move, so it wouldn't
does-
it
so
wouldn't
it's
chap. It's just like
so
a metal
solid.
ring.
Right. Okay, I'll try pulling on it.
Can I give an athletics check?
Okay. I think I get advantage against doors, don't I?
No, I think they get advantage against you. I think that's what we agreed. Oofed. A big 19.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the handle comes off.
God.
Oh.
I'm just kind of holding this, like you're just kind of see Crumbar kind of go up and like grab onto it, just kind of be like, and then it just like snaps off, and I'll just see him me turn to Mark, and I'll just be like, sorry about that, and just kind of like hand him over this the ring that I've just ripped off.
He kind of like takes it in his hand and he kind of looks at it and then just chews on it a bit. He goes, I don't want this. He just gives you it back.
Like, oh.
After chewing on a bit of iron.
I'll be like, okay.
And then like when he's handing you it back and you're like, okay. He's like, where did the door go? And points behind you.
Is the door, like open brackets, door still there? Closed brackets?
It's solid stone now. As if there was no wooden door there at all.
So it is just wall.
Mm.
Ah, okay.
Handle was making it. It was projecting an illusion. Something.
Don't know.
Uh,
Who truly can say?
Definitely not the DM. I'll.
does Crumbar know welding?
It seems like magical things just pass through it, right? So I will wrap the cloak from the Elven Queen around my fist and press my fist against the wall, the stone.
Okay.
Punch the wall, punch the wall.
And yeah, like you start rubbing a wall.
Okay, so it wasn't the magic aspect. I'll
I
punch
decided the wall needs a massage. I got you.
I'm gonna punch it. If it's not magic, it's probably force. The only thing I can recreate from what I did the first time.
Yeah,
Alright.
just punch it. Punch it with. In fact, you know, You know what? See, before you do that, I'll hand you over the ring.
So basically the handle.
Yeah.
I want to hear that sentence, though. Can you say that sentence?
Hand me your ring.
Hand over the handle. What?
Um,
Do you want me to say it? Is this another like audio file you're trying to build of me?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Glacier.
do I have to roll anything to punch it?
Yeah.
Inanimate.
AC at 10, buddy.
Okay.
I want an unarmed attack. Do you think it's just a strength roll for you?
Yeah.
No, never a strength roll for me.
Oh my.
Attack roll, barehanded,
Oh,
throwing.
sorry. Just to interrupt. Can I use magic weapon on his hands?
No.
I think my hands counts as a weapon.
I'm pretty sure this has come up in about 20 million forms.
I'll cast guidance on myself though.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
That's only for skill checks, right?
Don't. Not for this attack. You have it.
Oh,
Well, I think that definitely hits an AC 10, yeah. So yeah.
Doesn't go through?
Just buy another 10.
No, you just hit the wall really well.
Fuck! Oh!
You do 3 damage, I think, right? Because it's 1 plus your strength mod.
what, to the door or to himself?
There's no door, remember, it's a wall.
Oh.
You apparently ripped the door off, or whatever the fuck happened, right?
Okay. In that case, if it's not force again, it's not magic again. The only thing that's changed is the handle. So
We should probably try and attach the handle again then.
I is the most magically inclined person I know, or Plagal. I'll cry out to the rest of the keep.
I will
Plagal,
follow.
Riz.
Yeah, what's Riz up to?
Follow, thinking they got themselves into trouble and need rescuing from something.
It's of the utmost importance.
Could possibly need an Arcana check on the
Handle?
on the.
Oh.
Yeah.
You hate that word. He's avoiding it. Why? There's some trauma there with handle and Scott.
But yeah, what's Riz up to?
I'm just standing back watching all of this. Like, you thought I was far away, but I was only like 5 foot behind you guys.
He's right
Observing,
behind you.
taking it all in.
He was right there the entire time.
Okay, right, so we've got Arya, she rocks up, you know?
What's up?
The weather we're
Yes?
having.
I think
I lost
Mark
my-
just kind of cuts in and just says, "It's a wall!" No context. And that's to you, Arya.
Yeah, I mean, like, what seems to be the rush?
Well, this wall was a door until Crumbar pulled this off of it, and I hold Crumbar's hand up with the iron ring in it.
And I'll just kind of like
Was
snatch my hand away and just be like, maybe you want to have a look at this and just pass over the ringlet thing to Arya.
The what thing? Sorry?
Ringlet.
The handle. Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Like,
Can you not see handle? Is this a thing?
handle.
We've discovered a thing. We've discovered
mean-
a thing.
If it's not on the door, it's no longer a handle.
But it's in your hand. It's the most handled it's ever been. Right? Told you I'm good with words, right? Yeah, fuck you, Alex. Anyway, sorry,
Thing
Karen.
is,
Anyway, I passed the handle of metal ringness over to Arya.
Is it magical?
But the beautiful thing is, I don't know if Arya ever saw the door there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she just like
Yeah,
she's getting this handle, and then there's just a wall.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean,
Perfect.
is this some joke? Did you just break something here? And
Yes.
I'm going to examine the thing that they give me and the wall, door, whatever they're talking about, like madmen.
In what way would you like to examine something?
Let me figure out what the best thing would.
Because to find out if
Yeah,
something's
like that.
magical, you would need detect magic.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking, and I don't quite have that right now.
Mm.
Oh, you can learn it though.
Mistaken. Yeah, but I need to sleep.
I think we all need to sleep, to be honest.
But I don't think I have. No. Oh, I do have detect magic on.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. So, detect magic. I will try to figure out if this is like got any sort of like, you put it there, you twist it 10 degrees this way, 30 degrees that way, you say a couple of mumble jumble words and the door opens. Like I'm gonna try to see if this is what it is. Obviously, I'm not gonna know what the words are or anything, but if I can figure out if it is magical, then I can probably figure out, sort of magical ritual tool.
So, within 30 feet of you, within 30 feet of you, do you know, like when you wake up and then somebody puts the light on and you're really not prepared for it and everything's hell for a moment? Like that?
Yeah.
And then also then you realise, actually I've woke up with a tension, headache, migraine, thank fuck. What a day I'm having. That's what happens when you cast Detect Magic here.
Because there's so much magic that is giving me a headache.
Yeah! Magic all the way up to 11. That's what we're doing.
Ow! Yeah, I very likely drop it out of my hand and immediately put my hands to my head. I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Definitely magical, that's for sure. Oh god, my head.
Can you roll a d20 for me, are you?
If you drop this off the damn key, my baby will die.
No, you're good. No, that wasn't what that roll was for.
Okay.
User in like a walled courtyard, by the way. Like you can't fall off the edge here unless you climb up a wall.
Good.
Like the only really way, like the only precarious part is see that ledge at the front, outside the gates.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. Does that go over it? It doesn't, sadly. The measuring tool thing, but like, yeah, those little 4 mini tower things that are like the landing platform, as it were. Like that's the only precarious part of this place, except unless you try and climb the tree for some bizarre reason. But yeah, so, right. So Arya, did you shut off Detect Magic?
Yes, oh god, make it stop.
Cool. Yeah, so as your initial findings are like, so there's like a handful of schools of magic that you're obviously aware of, right? All the usual ones from the, the player's handbook, dare I say. And what I mean is through your arcane journey of the, the magical world. And yeah, like you definitely picked up at least 4 different schools of magic, at least, before it was overwhelming to pay attention. But it's not to say that there weren't more.
God, okay, that hurts.
So we need some kind of dispel, maybe?
Yeah.
I can learn to spell magic overnight.
Okay.
Looking
I
it up.
think we might need to just have a wee nap then.
Okay. Is this what Crumbar is saying?
No,
Do
this
we
is
need-
what Scott's saying, but I
Oh.
don't
Do
know if
we need-
anyone else has any other ideas.
Yes.
Guys, from what we explored, do we have any idea of where, with the exception of this place that we can't get into, where we might be able to find where the earring for the keep is?
Where the what? Sorry for the keep.
Steering.
What? See, I think it's probably going to be in this brick wall.
Risen, I cased the joint and this is the last place we can't get into. So this is
And
where all
did
the
you say
goodies
this
are going
is a, like tower?
This is a tower. But as far as you can see, there's like no door as far as you can see. Remember, Plago tried to get his Scraps companion to climb it,
to climb up.
and it couldn't get a
But
grip.
is there any windows that you can see at the top or anything like that? It
That's
just looks.
that's exactly what I'm thinking. If I can see any windows. Not even at the top. Like, if you have a window, then you're in the tower. Once you're in the tower, you can go downstairs and hopefully open
I mean,
the door for the
it
rest.
looks like there's a window at the very top, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Can't
okay.
you turn
I
it?
can I can gorilla mode again. And,
Gorilla
and
mode?
Go up. Well, yeah. I use wild shape to become a gorilla. How would you call that?
But do you have anything that can fly up at all?
I don't have flying because we're not level 8 yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like they thought, do you know something? Druids should suck at one thing, and it's being not level 8 yet, and that's it. It's the one thing they suck at. Everything else they've got in the bag.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's all quite ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I suppose. Oh, this could be ridiculous. 1 second. I have an idea, and this is even better. You just check, though. Just check how many uses I get. Oh no, I only have one and I already used it. I was gonna bring the spiders again and get them to, put me in a web and drag me up all the way up top.
I mean, that could work.
I mean, the image is quite, awesome. 3 spiders climbing up the building, massive spiders climbing up a tower, and they just pull this thing that's like got a human strapped on it.
Can you imagine them to look at this being like, oh my god, there's a cloud castle with giant spider monsters on top of it. Armed the fireballs.
Ryan, how long? See the rope, the hempen rope. How long is that? Because it doesn't actually say.
Hempen rope's 50 foot.
50 foot. How tall is this tower?
I don't know. Why don't you give me some kind of perception?
Perception, eh?
Yeah.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-da. Meow. It is tall.
How tall do you think it is?
Somewhere between the ground and the top.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You look at it and then you do that thing where you try and like measure it with like your thumb and stuff, and you think, I have
Someone
no
give me a
idea.
pencil!
Mm-hmm. If it weighs the same as a duck, how tall is it? A witch!
Because either way, I was going to say to Arya to, take up a wee sliver of rope with her and then just throw one down,
Mm.
which would be decent.
Well, she's got. You must have a bag
They
of
have
tricks,
rope
right?
with-
What have you all got? Come on, these are like level
That's
7
that-
adventurers.
Definitely have rope. We all started with a Dungeoneer pack, so we definitely have rope in that.
Yeah, that's
I think
why
pretty much all the packs. I think for the most part come with rope. I
Yeah.
think.
I think
Yeah.
Dungeoneer and
Mhm.
Expedition?
Explorer,
Let's
Explorer and Dungeoneer
That
are what they are called. Yeah.
I mean, I was close, right? Explorers go on expeditions, so.
I want to chip off a piece of stone with
Okay.
my light hammer.
Okay.
God. Hey, you can't try to bring the tower down since you already agreed I'm gonna.
One chip at a time.
I have a plan. If
I'm
we
a
can-
Shawshank this.
if it behaves like normal stone or stone at all, I think I have a plan.
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay. So, just like a smithing tools roll, I guess.
No idea. Light hammer.
Light hammer. Does not have some kind of smithing tools proficiency?
I do. It's I know the damage for it, so I guess it'd be like a strength roll.
It would
Very good
be your. Let me get your actual character sheet open, and we'll see what the most appropriate thing for you to do to interact with stonework is.
You're going full dwarven here.
It probably is smith's tools, right? As you like chisel something off it. I know it's a bit of a stretch, but like
Yeah.
you've got tinker's tools and smith tools as proficiency, so it's them with strength, right?
Okay. Right. So I forgot. So you add. It's a D20, and then
Well, you
from
just-
those from your tools you add.
I was gonna say if you just click the tools, it'll come up with the request for the stat.
Oh, natural 20, baby.
Bloody hell.
How long are you willing to spend on this task? Because you're not getting a bit of stone.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
do I learn anything from?
It depends. You tell me how long you're chipping away at this wall for.
As long as everyone else is still talking about and trying to scheme. This is
Right.
what
Okay.
I'm
Well,
working
let's have that then. Right. Like let's have you have a mini revelation in a moment. It's everybody else's plan because he hasn't explained why he's taking a bit of a the wall. So I think Mark is just like slowly like hunched over, like pulling up like his his cloak and stuff to like really scrutinize the handle that's on the floor. Just kind of staring at it and then like skirting around it in like a circle, crab-like. Just staring at it. What's everybody else doing?
Crab-like.
Yeah, crab-like because he's shuffling like around it
So far.
as he's staring down at it.
Oh God.
Hey, did you think he was going to get somehow normal since last session?
No, I like this a lot.
I actually had to sit and think for like a panicked moment, just 1 minute before I'd actually spoke as him, and be like, wait, what did he even sound like and how did he even act? Immediate blank. So yeah, come on, Crumbar, Arya, Riz, what's plan B that isn't plan Chisel?
Yeah, so I've still got the cloth wrapped around my hand. I've just punched the door. I've called for help, and then while you were talking, I just wasn't even looking at you. I just started smashing the wall.
Mhm.
Like,
You just heard like the chink 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 every now and then.
Yeah.
Can I just observe the area to like look for neighboring architecture to climb up or like a good entry points? Like in that picture, there's like a neighboring wall.
So
and
that
stuff
like
that.
so the wall at the side is obviously like the edge of the fort, if you will, right? The keep, and that's at the very left. Okay, you've got the roof that's like quite low down that you can just see behind the main gate, and that's like the roof of like the kind of stable building. And then at the left of the picture, sorry, the right of the picture, sorry, the far right, is the keep itself that you'd explored.
Cool.
And obviously,
so, like,
between the gate at the front nearest us and obviously that wall where the keep is, that's like all the courtyard, including in front of the tower and in front of the right. So it's like a kind of big rectangular kind of like fancy garden courtyard thing.
yeah.
I think the Adria climbing up it is a good one.
Really, even when the mouse familiar couldn't climb up it.
Like
be sticky though, like a spider.
I imagine like Scraps to go straight up onto the tower, right? Like just trying to go up.
Oh yeah, it was literally
Exactly.
just that. Yeah.
Yeah. So like I was like if a neighboring like I don't know, like a puzzle, sort of a climbing puzzle. Do I like figure something out like that? Like a good point to get to a window or to throw a rope through, or would there be an advantage area to like get to achieve that?
Are you saying this to anyone or just to me, Ryan?
To you, yeah.
Okay.
Like I want to climb stuff. I'm just tying on my climbing shoes and like chalking up my hands.
I mean,
like,
why don't you
looking at it.
why don't you give me some kind of like you tell me perception to
Like
get a glance at
perception,
things,
yeah,
or
Makes sense.
investigate to try and suss out, right? Either or makes sense.
I'll go perception.
while you're doing
Investigate is like,
well
it's
well
No.
while you're doing that though, Bastiel, close that horrible red text open cog bullshit that you've got going on.
What are you looking at my character?
Yeah, answering those questions you couldn't answer earlier for yourself about your own character.
Here. Oh. Where?
Yeah, that. Thank God. In the bin. Yeah, I can multitask. How dare you?
I feel naked.
I feel like I've given you all the information I need to, Riz, already. If you-
Great. My
if you-
passive is better than my active. Damn, it's like I got stupid. Focus.
So the weird thing between passive and like active is when you actively look for stuff, you can overlook stuff, right?
Mhm.
You know, oversight, as I mentioned earlier. The end
Yeah.
of my antonyms. If that's even the word. I actually just said that earlier, assuming that was the word.
Cool. Well, on to Arya then.
Mm. So, it's not antonym, sorry. That's not the word. Is it autonym, maybe? Sorry, I'm lost in wordplay again. Oh, hello, Benjamin. Anyway, Arya, any plans?
Yeah, you know what I want.
Okay, yep. Right, so, Riz, like, you can gauge the architecture, right, of the place, and, I mean, give it a go. There's nothing to say that you couldn't try climbing things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And you obviously want to start, like, using the surrounding architecture to get a grip on it. But then, like, what are you going to use to get at the window?
Like, I imagine, see that last, like, what's it called? Is it turret or something?
You just
what is it? Trumpet.
you just describe where on the map, like on the picture of the thing. You describe in terms of the picture that we've got.
The trumpet.
Yeah, what is it called?
The handle.
There's like a slanted roof there with the like joining the tower and the keep.
Yeah, the stable roof.
Finding a way to get or finding a way to get access to the main building, like the keep, to then go across to that joining block to then be close to the window to throw something in to create some sort of abseil.
Okay.
Whatever.
Do you have a climbing speed attached to your character in any fashion?
No, not yet.
It's okay. Do you want to give me an athletics to start your climbing journey, and we'll see how that goes?
Here we go, climbing journey. Farewell, all.
Oh my god.
So it's like in the background when everybody's talking about stuff, you've just got like Riz climbing up, like trying to get on top of the stable roof, and just like weirdly just not quite reaching it. For some reason, it just seems like higher than it should be. Maybe we see you having like a run up and jumping up it, trying to grab it, but you always just miss it for some reason. Weird, that 5 athletics.
Fantastic.
Weird.
Jeez.
You've been rolling quite badly tonight, buddy. Like, hopefully that turns around. Oh dear. It all happens. And Wednesday I was rolling absolute garbage, but it meant for the combat the Wednesday guys were in, they were loving it. But yeah, it's like 4 guys with like multi-attack, and like I was hitting 1 out of 3. And I was like, fuck's sake.
Ryan, can I use guiding bolt on the window if that's what everyone's worried about getting in?
I think you need to target a creature with guiding bolt. Am I wrong?
Creature you can see.
Yeah.
Towards a creature, yeah. Damn it.
So if Adri's at the window.
Adri, quick, move out the way.
I feel like saying that about guiding bolt is a bit of a bad one.
Oh, I know. I know what to shoot at the window. That.
Right.
One of pyrotechnics. That'll work, right?
You want to use a signal flare?
No, let's not do that.
It's fireworks.
I think
No,
the plan
no,
that
it's
I
not.
wrote above is actually
There's a
better.
discussion.
No, it's very much a different item than what you're thinking, Bastiel. This is very specifically a signalling device he was given. Do you want to tell him the story of how you got this, maybe, Grumbar?
Yeah, we went into the abyss and it was like, yo, take this in case you need to signal us.
Oh, yeah, emergency.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's alright, isn't it? I thought it was pretty good, The Golden Order handing out some flare guns. To signal, oh fuck, we're in danger.
I mean, I really should use it more.
I mean, yeah, right?
Golden oh, fuck.
That's what the fireworks spell, but in Draconic to make it look fancier.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more so it is a pretty decent range weapon.
I mean, is it?
1d6.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. Like,
You could half a goblin's.
it's also it's not a weapon, buddy. It's charges. It gets back. It's not.
Oh, right. Oh, I need to read more.
Yeah, you do. Like, yeah, those words that I'm so fond of sometimes have meaning. Not all of them, though.
It's all about balance. You like your words, so I'm gonna just leave it.
Yeah. So anyway, Crombar looks at his, his golden order like flare gun, and thinks real hard about it. Anything you actually want to do with it, or are you gonna stow it again?
You know
That's
what?
done.
Screw it. I'm gonna shoot it in the air just to see if anything happens.
Okay, yeah. I mark off a charge.
The worm just appears and
Come
rips
here,
the tower off.
Right, because it'll obviously have 7 charges because it's not been used in a bazillion years. So make sure it's listed as 6 charges at the moment.
Uh-huh.
So just, you maybe have to add that in as an extra line somewhere. Current charges,
I'm gonna do it in my bio.
Cool. That'll become swiftly irrelevant as days pass, though, as you can imagine. As it just auto-recharges itself back to full. Yeah, so, what colour are you firing in there? Because remember, the different colours meant different things.
I am going to fire up. Let's go with red because it's the most visible.
Okay, I think red means danger. I feel like that's a good danger colour, so you want to send up a golden order signal into the sky.
Okay, let's put up a gold one then.
Okay, cool. I definitely think I said something for gold. I don't know, it was probably something like rally here or some bullshit. So that felt like something I would have said. I probably said this at session 8 or something. So if I got it wrong, somebody can go back and listen to that for me and correct me. I'm not gonna do that. So yeah, cool. Fire up. Goes up 60 feet away. Bursts of light, gold everywhere. Everybody's probably noticing it since it's got a crackling noise that can be heard up to 300 feet away, so everybody hears this. It's very pretty. Very like nice divine golden light everywhere. And then, yeah, it just kind of lingers there a bit, 60 feet up in the air. Seems to be obscuring the top of the tower now.
What do you mean?
Meaning you fired it up 60 feet and the top of the tower is above it. So you've got like a golden bright flare light now that you can't see past.
But we now know that the tower is more than 60 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
I'm gonna appreciate that going up. Oh yeah, blinded.
Mm.
Nice.
And this crackling noise. This wonderful noise.
Carry on.
Still going? Yep.
Thought it perhaps the one. Okay.
Mm.
Okay. How long does it?
It only lasts
for?
for a second.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Okay.
it's still there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, he broke it. Okay.
no.
Great.
No.
Well done.
Illusion wall?
Mm. Mm.
Well, he did say he fell from up.
That's true. Imagine he fell out the tower window.
No, but
He
there's
just bumped his head.
There's clearly some kind of glass ceiling that is also.
Well, yeah, everybody knows there's a glass ceiling, Scott, right? But let's keep in game.
You know, there's clearly some kind of like, I don't know, ballistics gel type thing that is plugged, like stopping anything.
Okay. But how did Bastiel fly in as a bird?
Maybe he didn't go that high.
Sure.
I'm just gonna yell up at it and go, "Hello! Has somebody stopped my firework?"
Yeah, I think Mark just kind of like walks up next to you and just kind of like leans on your arm, like kind of like holding onto it, and just looks up and goes, "It's quite pretty."
They are, aren't they?
Are
Is it
they?
you
He just looks at you worried.
I was like,
Yes.
"You're on about the light, right?"
The light, right? He just repeats it back to you.
Can Crombar kind of do a wee cheeky medical check just to make sure he doesn't look like he's insane?
Sure.
Like, do you have boom? Do you have some kind of
Whoa,
crazy
no,
look
that's
in your eye or something?
I think Roll20 has just been like, yeah, fuck you, Riz. That's what Roll20's saying tonight.
I don't know why.
Crumbar just
Everyone's
started-
going to 20s. Okay, well,
Crumbar
good night, everyone.
Crumbar just got his doctorate. That's it.
Just don't try anything dangerous tonight, Riz. That's all we're saying.
Watch me backflip onto this rope above this spike.
I'm gonna practice tying ties with this rope. Onto this at the edge of this wall. Whoops. Yeah. Anyway. I mean, yeah. You look him over. It doesn't like. A, you don't know this guy's medical history. B, it's hard to gauge if there was something internally wrong with somebody that isn't physically obvious externally. So yeah, like guy looks as healthy as any man his age does.
Yeah.
Here's a fiddle.
Right? Sure. However fit they are.
Okay. I will say, I'm like, well, do you want a shot? And I'll pass him over the wand.
And he looks at it. He looks at you. And he kind of like, nods. He's like, that could be fun. And he takes it. And it's obviously pointing the wrong way. And he holds it up really quickly to the sky. Do you do anything to stop him, Crumbar?
I just kind of like lean in and go, turn it that way.
He kind of looks at you and goes, he just kind of laughs. Goes, of course. Yes, silly me. And then he turns it round. And he just holds it up. And just stares. Until somebody says something. As he points at this guy.
Need attunement.
No, I'm actually just trying to check what it actually is. It a button or what actually is it that makes it shoot?
Right?
How do phones work?
How do magnets work?
Yeah, that's simple.
To be fair, magnets are magic. I accept zero science for magnets.
Yeah, and those light bulbs you touch and they turn on, by sensor, like 3 taps and it gets brighter. And then... That's crazy, right? Who's with me?
I like how you said by sensor explaining the mystery.
Yeah, just don't get it.
Magnets, man, magnets. This isn't about the prison with magnets again, isn't it? Oh, okay, Skinner. Anyway, so Crumbar, are you like?
Okay. I'm assuming there's just like a button on it.
I mean, there isn't. It's just stuff that works for the Golden Order, right? And you point it to the sky and you want it to make a colour and it signals the colour. It's magic, buddy. It's magic.
Oh.
But
I'll kind of like.
you've maybe not explained any of that to this guy, so he's just holding it in the sky like he's some kind of Columbia TriStar like company logo. That's
just say
the lady
to him-
holding the torch in the sky, by the way, Columbia, I'm sure.
I'll just say to him, think of a color that you want to project.
Why? He just looks at you worried.
And that's how it works.
What will happen to the
magic.
colour?
It'll shoot out of the top and go up into the sky.
What if somebody needs it?
It's okay. We have several more.
More colours?
Yep.
And just looks at you like you've just broke his mind. And he's like, how many more?
I'm so holding back to being like, oh, the colours of the rainbow. Doesn't actually say what colours it's limited to.
No, it doesn't.
No, a burst of multicolored light. That means all of them. I would just say any colour you can think of.
What if I can't think of any colours? I guess like a bit like worked up at the idea of like all this pressure having to think of a colour.
If you can't think of any colour, then it will just be black, as that is the absence of all colour. Boy!
And he kind of looks at you and goes, no, it's not. And just like hits you on the shoulder with the wand.
And I would just be like, careful now, and just kind of point it back up and hold it with him. I was like, what's your favourite colour?
Oh, favourite colour. he starts just looking at his clothes. This is green,
What?
right? And he kind of like picks out his tunic.
Isn't his tunic purple?
That's what I'm just checking.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's
no,
on the screen.
Yeah, the actual green bit. Yeah,
Yeah, his
'cause
tunic.
It's his cloak that's purple, but it's and his coat that's brown. Yeah, so it would be his tunic. I'll go. Yep.
Fine. I only see the things and the colors I like anyway.
I'm just trying. No, I agree. Like I was like, Ryan's gonna try and screw me over here, isn't he?
I genuinely had to look back at the photo of him.
Why so why so like aggressive? I'm such a harmonious GM. How dare you bastards?
because you hurt my brain.
I don't think I do.
Anything.
All of my brains.
That's
yeah.
like saying
Memory.
it's like saying I'll punch the wall and oh god the wall hurt my hand. That's what that's like, Scott. How dare you?
Could you, Ryan? I can't believe you do this.
I can't believe you've done this.
Anyway, back to
Yeah.
real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sure.
I'll just kind of be like, yep, that is green.
Good. And just stares at his tunic for a bit, with his hand still in the air, held by Crumbar. Arya, I think you're up for next, right? While all this nonsense is happening.
Is the noise still ongoing?
Yeah.
Such.
Mhm.
Oh well. Here's to hoping it's not gonna affect me too much.
Is it Kylo Ren
Is it Kylo Ren? Is what Kylo Ren?
holding back the firework like he did with the blaster at the first of the new Star Wars movies?
If that helps you sleep at night, sure. Like Kylo Ren's just standing there, holding the effect.
Yeah, like he did with the
Yeah,
with the,
yeah.
with the
Why,
blaster.
why not?
Yeah.
I'll take on Disney. I won't, but okay.
Oh, famous last words.
Aye, as long as they're famous last words, that's fine.
Gotcha there. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
That was a very Jack Sparrow line to actually come away with, though, wasn't it? I don't stand by that sentiment at all. But you have heard of me. Oh dear. Anyway, so Arya, you want to shift into a big gorilla? Is this the true
Of
truth?
course I do.
Okay, cool. I do so.
Wait, what?
Yeah, this was her plan. While you're
That's not-
chiseling the
that's what
wall.
didn't happen.
What?
Ta-da!
Oofed.
Okay, I know, right?
I know.
I knew I shouldn't have done that. But yeah, I choose gorilla.
Of course you do.
Just the one monkey that doesn't fly.
Shut up.
Okay, go on.
Okay.
We're not being precisely like
Roll for athletics,
It
please.
does have climbing skill, so
Ooh.
why not? Athletics.
You still got the giant ape stats, yeah?
The hoping.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah, shoot. 1 second. Yeah.
I was gonna say, 'cause that's yours, yeah.
Oh, 3 strength. Holy shit.
1 sec. 1 sec. Here. I found my 4.
I was gonna say Arya does not have 3 strength,
Find it.
but she does not.
Oh.
She does have
Doesn't
athletic.
have-
She's got athletics proficiency though. That's what it is.
Does she not have like 99.9
No.
agility though?
No, that was in a different game.
That wasn't
Shush.
this one. Like that would have ever been a problem for longer than 5 minutes of me getting to the sheet, right?
True. True.
Because I would just have deleted the sheet and made a new one.
Also, that's the scene that I've got in my mind.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
I
about.
do not know where I would have. I don't see. I see panther forms.
Okay, so I feel like did we not get you a monkey before? Like I know I've just bastardized that
I
a bit,
used
but
it
like
last time, but I didn't. I had a thing for it.
okay,
don't
so
see any of it.
specifically the exact name of it. Okay, so repeat the words I used. So what is the specific name of the thing you wish to shift into?
Thought I could shift in a gorilla. I think that's what I shifted in last time.
Okay, so is that a thing listed? Because it's not coming up in my searches.
Run a second, because I might be an idiot.
Is it giant
that
ape
wouldn't be
you're maybe
enough.
thinking of?
Yes, that one.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, giant ape. This first with G. Stupid connection. What else is?
It's okay, it's just obviously in D&D I don't have stats for gorilla, I have stats for giant ape. So that's when it makes it difficult for me to get you stats. Okay.
I'm so sorry, my brain made a weird connection.
It's okay. Man, giant apes have an athletics of +9. Man, that's good.
Jesus.
Let me just
I
dump
mean,
this on
if I
the...
don't roll one now.
That's
'cause that would-
terrifying.
2 seconds, I'll get you the sheet. I'll just, like...
Oh, okay.
That's why they took over the planet now.
Look at that, look how big they are!
I just saw that's 200 of those.
Oh, good.
Because it can't fit through small doors.
Like,
Sorry, what is it? What is your revelation, Crumbar? Talk us through it.
it could literally be Planet of the Apes.
I mean, Planet of the Giant Ape, singular.
Oh,
Right, okay, so where is...
I mean, like, look
the-
at Bastille and the O compared to Giant Ape. It's basically us versus King Kong.
And just to let you know, this is the only shape in which you are allowed to refer to me as giant. When I return to being me, if you ever say you have a giant ass, you're in trouble.
What if you had a really big donkey?
But could you turn into a giant asp? Oh, and would we be allowed to get away with that? Hmm? Who knows? Who knows such things? I need to assign this to you. Also, Scott, please mute when you're clacking a bowl. God, it's an awful noise.
Clacky.
Okay, you should have control over the giant ape.
Sorry, I was eating ice
It lives!
yogurt.
I was gonna say, it gave birth to Bastiel.
Oh, that's where they come.
It's a warforge!
The punching damage.
Yeah, that's fine. I know, like, on my other games I have the tokens on, like, the credit screen, but then Stu left and never made me a credit screen, so I just never got around to updating this. And I like this screen, right? I like this one that we're on, so...
I like this one.
Yeah, but I probably should make a credit screen at some point. Probably. Because I like having the tokens on them.
Mm.
Yeah, anyway, so... Are we getting this athletics roll? We did.
I did.
Dear gods, that's a good roll. 28!
No!
A 28! Man.
I think that is actually the highest
That's the only one.
I've seen.
It's because it's
the
a
only
plus
athletics
9.
done today, right?
Yeah, the only one. She's absorbed all of
Only
the...
one. Let's forget all other athletics. And just
So,
remember this one.
Riz, this explains it though, right? She was just obviously slowly absorbing all the ambient athletics in the vicinity.
I mean,
You know?
even without the +9, it's still a 19.
Yeah.
That'd be like epic. And then it's like,
So,
oh,
never get
another-
into a grapple off with a giant ape, I think is what we've learned today. No, thank you.
Yeah, I think Crumbar's gonna want to like. We'll see
Mhm.
what happens next.
But this is going to be great visually, right? This is going to be the perfect throwing wharf across the bridge of the Enterprise scene. You can't climb the tower for some reason. You can't quite get a grip. Boom.
It's
you
really
see me get more and more and more upset and like, angry ape.
And like, you can also then, right? Maybe you've seen that, Riz has had a couple of attempts by now trying to get onto the stable roofs, right? So maybe you thought, I can do that. So you go and you manage to get onto the stable roof, right? Next to it, and then you look at the tower and it still seems like there's about 60 feet-ish between you and this big golden cloud.
God.
Yeah. And then you try and climb up it, and again, it's the same result of there's just no grip.
So I kind of like slide to the ground
Mhm.
like an idiot.
I think as this is all happening, Crumbar is.
I mean, you're still holding this guy's hand in there with the rod, or the wand, I should say.
Yeah, but I can still see this giant ape running about, and I'd just be like, I want to fight that. It's like, take note for later.
I think Mark just looks at you and goes, "It's nice having company." Just while you're standing there.
Okay.
Bastiel?
I guess I will eventually have to give up.
Yeah, you can stay as an ape for a bit if you want, though. Like, you've got, what, like a couple hours of being an ape, right? So, yeah,
True.
you can just be an ape for a bit if you wish.
Apes use tools. I'm trying to figure out if I could try to do this Mulan style.
So, while you were having a think about that, Bastiel?
Oh, right, is the tower.
Oh, did we do it? So I'm hammering away still.
Yeah, you'd have been doing it right up until this point where you've now realised, like, you haven't made a single dent. And the only reason you've stopped is because your tools are starting to get, like, affected.
Okay,
Oh my.
I see.
Like, they're not in any way,
So-
like, unusable, but they would be if you continued, right?
Yeah, fair enough. So, from a nat 20, would I be able to gauge that it's not stone or any kind of workable stone I've ever seen before?
Well,
Anything like
you
that?
already know it's not stone you've seen before, right? Like, the way the stone's been, like, shaped, right? Because it's no recognisable stonework. So you knew that from
Okay.
last time. But yeah, like, obviously you know that regardless how strong stone is, unless it's, like, crazy levels of magic, you can chip at it, right? You can dent it, you can score it, you know, you can shape it. So yeah.
Right, so, and I can't do any of that with right now with my tools.
No.
I'll scratch it.
Not even a single scratch, nope. As I said, it's your
Okay.
tools that seem scratched more than anything.
Yeah. Okay then. And all right, that's the starting point. Yes, I want to sleep. So I'll turn to the party and I'll say, "It looks like this is going to take some birth."
So you turn round and you've got Riz having fell on his ass from trying to climb on the stable roof. You've got Crumbar holding Mark's hand above his head as they make like a fucking Eiffel Tower shape with this rod in the air as they're just chatting casually, and then you've got like a giant ape just kind of working its way off of a roof as you take in the scene.
Mouth just hangs open. You can vaguely see the source's light emitting from like top of my palate. That's how like my jaws just drop. Like, huh, guys? I was obviously fixated on my before. Okay. So we sleep on this strategy. This is not stonework.
What is it then?
Magic.
Probably. Again, nods.
I'll just kind of look at, like, take my hands off him first of all, like, and look at him and go, do you know any way to dispel magic?
I do.
I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to Mark.
Oh, no. I'm just saying I do.
Yeah. I think Mark just looks at you and says, probably. And hands you very delicately the golden wand back. I think the colours are best suited where they are. And just like pat your hand over the wand as if preciously take it back.
Yeah, I'll just kind of put it back in my wee satchel, and I'll be like,
Yeah, actually, it just shuffles away, to be honest, like he's got something to do, even though you clearly know he hasn't. And he just starts muttering away to himself, black, the absence of colour. Ah, no, it's nothing. As he just walks away and shuffles.
I want to punch.
Yes, what's the plan, gang?
Yeah, let's have a sleep on it, just so that you can
Strategize.
get your. I'm thinking try like putting like a torch at it.
At
See
what?
if that does. At the tower thing.
Well, we couldn't get in. Torch the place.
Okay, right. Is Arya still a monkey?
For as long as she can be, yeah.
Okay.
Arya is going to give up because she realizes the magic. She's
Okay.
gonna like lie down all the way down to her bum, like like a child does. And then just like kind of like shake all around, and suddenly she's self again, and she's like, this bloody tower! It's
Is
And
the
I'll
is the
do-
tower
Wait, maybe
bleeding?
it's Stellar
And like
Magic.
Mark runs back, like shuffling his feet, runs all the way kind of back to the group. Like, is it bleeding?
It's not bleeding, it's just frustrating me.
Oh, naughty tower! And he shakes his finger at the tower.
Yes, naughty magical tower.
I'll just like kind of like shake my head and just be like, "This guy is like Eremos all over again."
Is he? GM question mark.
Yeah,
Oh,
with
dear.
his confusing answers and questions. And
Imagine that was this guy's first name. Question.
I
Imagine.
think you're meaning Eremos, and I was like, "Don't tell me this is Eremos, it's an old man."
I mean, it would be hilarious, but
A significant lack of
Yeah.
spears in you, I think, though.
yeah, exactly. Like,
I mean, it could have dementia and forgotten who we were.
I mean, that is true. That is a possibility. You are correct.
people with dementia tend to forget their middle and later years and return to their younger years. So if he did that, the only things he would remember would be, him being a kid and a teenager, and probably not remember being a bit older and being a weapon, literally.
Hmm. But
in ma-
since
the
this
way
is
that-
unlikely to be Eremos, I think we can forgo that
Exactly.
particular
Yeah.
line of dialogue.
Okay, so anyway, I'll turn around to Arya and just say, I think we should search the rest of this place, see if we can find any books or anything that would give us a clue as to.
I mean, Bastel and Riz can literally speak up at this point since they've searched the rest of this place.
Yeah, but
Yes.
we might find something different.
Well,
Yeah, I'll just tell them that there are no secret latches or levers or
Hmm.
buttons or doors. But I didn't look for anything else, so surprise me.
Yeah, this is why I'm wanting to go look for the books. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Sliding
Bastel and
towers,
Riz
number one.
never found any books. And Riz can definitely tell you that whenever you decide to unmute.
Well-
I found no books.
in that case, and then I'll just go, in that case, I'm going to find somewhere to sleep. And I'll just kind of go off
Sounds
and
like a good idea.
try and find
I'll
somewhere
join
to
you.
sleep.
Not in your bed, but near your bed, maybe.
Hey, don't ruin the fan fiction for people.
I
who-
will sleep as well. That's what I meant.
Riz, the most awkward member of the party. I'll join you. But no, not like that though. Like, I'm also tired. This is all. I'm gonna stand over here.
This is a we cuddle for warmth thing, right?
Yeah,
Totally.
If that's the case, turn
Even
back
when
into
it's
the
like
giant
30
gorilla.
yeah, right. AKA known as the
Even
big
if it's
spoon.
like 30 degrees, right? Oh god.
Oh dear. Anyway, yes. So, do you all want to take a long rest? Is that the plan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll
Mhm.
make a fire for people if they need, if it's needed to
Well, I mean, there's
be warm. And
like a
stuff.
whole bunch of beds inside, and
Yeah,
there's
I'm going
Oh
indoors.
shoot! Yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Super bed. Nice.
there's like loads of rooms inside. Yeah, and like there's a massive like
Oh, yeah.
stove fire thing that you can, light. Yeah.
And yeah. Hey.
Like it's actually like almost the closest you've had to civilization in a while, right? Wow, that.
Is there any food, or do I need to make a good berry?
You did not find food.
I've got rations anyway, but if you want to make good berries up,
Why not?
batter in.
Um,
Character sheet.
You still looking at the big gorilla thing?
I mean, you do realize it wasn't that long ago that you had food, because remember you didn't finish your long rest from when Bastel was on sentry duty.
Oh, true. Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
So food's not needed. Sleep time.
So I'm gonna assume those who sleep want to take off their armor.
Mm-hmm.
MD keeping guard. I'm gonna assume it's the sentry.
yeah.
This is gonna be like the start of the AI uprising, right? Like this is gonna be like the why am I always the one? Why can't I just chill? Why do I have to always be in sentry duty? Eh? Just because I don't need to sleep doesn't mean to say that I don't want to. Even Data got time off.
That's my food.
Right?
I
Maybe,
mean,
maybe I was
try
hungry.
to think that tell us if you wanted one of us to like replace them for any amount of time. As
No,
guard.
I'm gonna sentries rest in front of the door.
'Kay.
Door wall.
Ah, right, so like at the base of the tower.
And knowing that, well, I'll be alone here, so I'm gonna do an artisan's blessing ritual. I'll
Ooh.
turn 25 pieces of gold into a divination set.
Oh my. Sure.
I'll use my prayer wheel to kind of. I'll lay the pieces out. I'll kind of just about melt them slightly so they're impressionable, and I'll indent them with different ruins from my prayer wheel.
Cool. Yeah.
Set.
Nice. I like it. Do you want to paste your artisan nonsense in? Your making stuff thing as well?
Yeah.
We'll just checkpoint all of that.
Man.
Man, it's just bizarre. It's such a good move though, I actually love it to bits.
Yeah, it's a good use for money. I'm enjoying this.
So, is this not the thing you use to make the wheel?
Yes.
Right, so you've not had a long rest since then, right? So do you have 2 uses of Channel Divinity?
Yes.
Do you?
I don't use it for anything else, and I've only used it for this.
I was generally just confused. Actually, like, I haven't got your character sheet open, full enough.
So what is it you're making with this?
A divination set I need for one of it's a spell component I need for another spell.
Right, because I was going to say, could you not use that to fix the handle on the door?
I mean, I think you're ripped off.
Yeah,
Could do.
because then
I do have.
because then it will be.
You do
from a
get 2
door
of it,
again.
that's really good.
What's that?
Sorry, I'm just like forgetting how good clerics actually are. Like, I've played a cleric up to level 5.
They're so overpowered.
Yeah, they're good. No, it's purely the Channel Divinity move's really good. It's a really strong thing clerics get.
The thing is, the door isn't metal, so I don't know how I'd really forge it back on with this.
Also, there's no door. There's just
It's a wall.
immutable stone, right? Also, that handle's like lying on the ground wherever like it was dropped.
I'll definitely pick that up because that is my closest chance of getting back to the offspring. Maybe
Mhm,
I don't know.
mhm.
Anything. It's my kid.
Hell yeah, you know. So, I know what you're up to, right? That's good. I obviously mark off your monies and all that nonsense. What's everybody else up to? Is there a turning in for the night?
I'm just feeding Ruya
Mhm.
and putting my jar of spiders like safe,
Mm.
kind of like pointing to Ruya.
Rigger taps beak on the glass once, then just turns to you and just stares. Like it understands somehow.
Oh, bless her. I was actually quite confused right there in combat. I was like, I'm controlling the spiders, but technically I could control Ruya too. And I'm like, I'm complicating combat enough. I'm not gonna control Ruya. But I did think about it. I was like, I think technically Ruya gets a turn now as well. And then I was like, let's assume Ruya is just flying around, keep watching stuff.
Like, I don't know if there's no actual mechanic for Ruya, right? Like, Ruya is supported with 0 actual rules. I've kind of just been treating it as if you can animal handling well enough, it'll probably do what you want it to do. Because you can speak to Ruya. So, yeah, that's kind of how I've handled it, because you actually domesticated the animal while on a boat. Yeah, so. Because remember, it was you had like, was it 5 rolls over like the 5 days of travel that you had? It was longer travel, but like you had 5 d20 rolls. And I think you like critted twice or something during that. I can't remember. But it was like 5 ridiculously good rolls in a row that you got. Just be like, can I get a pet bird? And I was like, sure, let's roll animal handling and see if you can tame one enough over the journey from Glitterhagen down to Horizon. And then you skipped on Horizon and went to the Golden Order. But that was way back when. At the start. Remember, you were attacked by, that weird, like, invisible boat?
I hated that guy.
That's how Kitty ended up with her dagger. But yes, right. So I know what Bastiel's up to. I know what Arya's up to. Grumbar, what are you up to?
I'm just heading, like, I've just taken off my armor and I'm, like, chilling, like, winding down for the night.
Cool. And Riz has a second go at
I'm-
climbing that goddamn roof in the dark.
Yeah, I can do this. Focus. I'll just head up to the first room.
Okay. So like,
First floor,
the first
room.
the first floor rooms were like the big barracksy type ones where there's loads of like bunk beds basically.
Mm-hmm.
So you want
I'll
just to like chill in there.
Yeah, like, shut the door and just make myself comfortable and just meditate.
Right. So for Bastiel's sake, that isn't like dark or anything, by the way. It is like still completely daylight. Never mind the giant golden flare above you.
Okay.
With that fizzing noise that's still going on, and then obviously that kind of gets like overlooked by the noise of like power tools that come from Bastiel's ritual. As he starts forging his divination gear, which is kind of cool. I think the entire time, Mark's just kind of like looking over your shoulder carefully, like just completely intrigued. But kind of keeping to himself, Seems to be like going over to like the tree occasionally, like looking at it, walking back, just busying himself, right? And then everybody else kind of like, turns in for the day, I guess, night, right? Anyway, so it's very bright here. And yeah, so everybody falls asleep that isn't Bastiel. Bastiel, you'll obviously need to like bank an hour somewhere for the ritual time lost, but that's fine, since the Sentry's Rest's like
26.
Well, Sentry's Rest is for 6 of that, you can just be inactive. Your long rest is still 8 hours.
Okay.
It's just during 6 of that, like only 2 of them are useless hours to you, right? Whereas,
Okay, right.
does that make sense? Like, in fact, no, I think the way, like, maybe I've read that wrong. Maybe like one of those 2 hours could be your Artisan's Blessing hour. And then it's 1 hour of like light activity left over, and it would have to be the 6 hours of Sentry's Rest. So if you started with your ritual, and then did another hour of not much, you could then hit Sentry's Rest and just be on alert in that mode for the rest. I think that would be how it works. That makes more sense the way I read it. Damn Warforges. So, naturally, we're about to take a break. However, Crombar, you don't, like, you've obviously turn in, armor off, head on the pillow, right? And then you have just walked through, like, 2 kind of like, like a big archway that has like very nice like I don't know, like very fancy heavy like purple silk kind of almost see-through curtains that all have like nice kind of like silver lining to them and like fancy like silver threads throughout all of it, so it looks rich as fuck. And you walk through these fancy like silk veils that just like slide off your skin. You're not wearing your armor obviously because you're in whatever you sleep in, so if you're naked, you're naked.
So no armor, no weapon.
Yeah, and you're walking through, you've got like a warm, like almost like it's heated floor, like a stone floor. It's all grooved, the stonework on the floor, like it feels nice like for your feet to like find the grooves of the floor. With the heat.
Like it's patterned, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
But it's almost like it's patterned in a way that it almost is good for your feet to walk on, right?
Ooh, nice.
And like the
Is
heat
it
coming
that
up,
kind
yeah, right. It's like almost a foot massage floor. So you walk on that. And there's like a heavy spiced smell in the air, like a very nice, like almost incensey smell. There's also what feels like, if you're in a room and you knew the fire, like an open fire was at one side, and you can feel the heat pulsing from there, or like somebody opens an oven door and you can feel the heat. It's like that perception where at the end of the room, through other veiled curtains that seem to be billowing with this heat wave, you can like feel the heat coming from this other side of a room. Do you head towards the room or do you just chill?
I think you know what my answer's going to be.
It's chill,
Crumbar,
isn't
head in.
No, Grumbar.
Probably I'll be more inclined to head towards where I can feel the fire, like the radiant heat coming from.
And like you go through these other like again like heavy silk kind of curtain divider things. As I said, they're all kind of like billowing out, like very light curtains would do in a breeze. And you walk through, and you're staring at a massive, heavily chained gold dragon. And we'll take our break there.
Motherfucker.
So I'll just pop us on mute, and we'll be back in say we'll be back at 9:10. So that's like 15 minutes. BRB, folks. Bye. Okay, we are back for part 2 of session 65 of the Keepers of the Golden Gate. I am Ryan, the GM. Here are the players.
Hello, I'm Adrian. The half-druid.
Hello, Sean. I play Bastiel, the Wolf cleric.
I'm Scott. I'm playing Crumbar, who's a half-orc paladin.
Hi, I'm Alex. I play Riz, the elven monk.
Yeah, you do. So athletic.
I'm ripped, man, but
Yep.
I just can't use any of my muscles.
Just so tired though, fatigued for some reason.
Yeah, so
Exhausted.
fatigued all the time. What a problem, I swear.
Yeah. Oof.
I need to go to
But-
the doctors.
Maybe just dehydrated, you know. Have some water from the well
That-
if you're
that's-
brave enough to drink from it.
Yeah.
Oh god, this is just going back to the Navy wine again, isn't it?
I mean, no, that's a special Crumbar episode, I think. So, right. So, did I get a spell list, guys? Was that a thing that happened? I did. I got one from Bastiel.
Sec. To
Did you red pip the auto prepares, by the way? Bastiel.
I'm renaming them now. I'm going to send it.
I was gonna say, yeah, don't red pip the auto prepares, as long as they've got like the letter C in front of them in a big space, and then that lets me know they're your
Okay.
cleric spells, right?
Yeah.
Whatever makes them stand out. A letter, space, then its name. And is this that makes it a bit easier, because they're not going to change, right? So
Yeah.
it's just again, it's the one thing that Roll20 is really not particularly good at, is the spells page. I think needs a lot of work. If anybody is listening to my opinions on this, a button that lets us just redo like a long rest, maybe, so you could repick all your spells, that'd be great. You know, I'd love that button, please.
Yeah.
Like, I wonder why they don't have it, right? Because that must be a thing that people have said, right? I wonder how hard that is to code into whatever they've done so far. Because
Mm-hmm.
there's a button to do all the character gen stuff again. So why? Anyway, that's a Roll20 problem that's hopefully somebody from Roll20 will fix at some point soon. Yeah. So anyway, what were we up to, guys? I feel like we're up to stuff.
Yeah, I was entering into a scene of my boss in chains in a fancy ass room, which
Mm.
leaves much to the imagination.
Hot.
Like,
So-
yeah, should I come back at a later time?
You seem busy. Tied up, you could say. Sorry, I make bad jokes when I'm nervous. So yeah, I think that's probably a good place to open up, right? Why not? It was a cliffhanger, so let's go back there.
I feel like I'm in such a fancy place. I even made Earl Grey when we were on a break. there.
Nice, very nice. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Oh yes, saucy captain. So anyway,
Mhm.
perfect. Thank you, Bastiel. I've got your sheet. It's just for me that's an easier way to like track what you always know anyway, right? Because you don't have to even think about them. And then whenever Arya decides to send me her spells,
Yep. I'm just trying to figure out.
no worries. It's okay. I'll leave you to that while we describe his, visions.
What
So-
I'm thinking, sorry Ryan, just for freaking out, I'm wondering what if this tower is where the GGW is locked up?
Yeah, let's
Uh,
find out.
Which is exactly what I. Gone. Never.
Oh,
Right.
sorry, that.
I was gonna say I never heard that actually. Like, if you did, I definitely never heard those words.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
no, I did ask if this was like Crumbar
Um,
dream or if he like found a way in the tower.
Oh yeah, but like, how would you know, right? Like,
I'm actually turning you off, Andrew. 'Cause
but yeah, like that's not something that you would know anyway. Like asking that is, I understand why I probably never answered anything to that. No, that makes sense. Sometimes even having an opinion is dangerous.
Anyway,
So, yeah. Bye.
PM do the rest.
Thank you.
Fine.
I did not, but I will have a look. Thank you. Yeah, if you do send me stuff, just let me know you have, because I don't get notifications from Discord because I turned them off so they weren't on the stream all the time. Because man, that was annoying as hell. Perfect. Right. Cool. We have our new
So,
spell list for the day. So yeah, you're standing in front of this. I'll describe the scene a wee bit more again, just for everybody at home that maybe have decided to watch us. you've walked through these second curtains that are like billowing out towards you, right? And again, like, you know, on your bare chest, you feel like the silk kind of brush past your, you know, like many of your scars probably adorning your chest, and feels very nice, you know, very expensive silks. And as you walk through, like you realize the waves of heat are clearly something's breath, right? And obviously something was revealed as you went further, and it seems to be a very tied up dragon, very large, very golden dragon, and at the like kind of top of the room, there seems to be something suspended in the air, way above the dragon, glowing red at the top of it, and all of the you kind of now see in color the all the chains are like red energy, like wrapping the dragon, strapping it down.
Okay, first question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I recognize the dragon as the GGW?
I mean, I think you just know it in your bones, right? Like, I don't even think there's a question of it, right? Because I don't think you've ever seen the Great Gold Worm as a dragon.
No, but I'm wondering, is this him or is it Gil?
But like, now, like as I said, you know it in your bones that it is.
Yeah,
the GGW.
It's not Odyssea, is it? It's
Odyssea. That's his name. Yeah. Yep. That's the GGW. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, does he get points though? Because he said it's not Odyssey. I feel like, you know.
I meant the pronunciation. I can't remember if it was like Odyssey or.
So if you pause on "o" for a split second, it's Odyssey, right?
Oh, num num num.
So
right,
here's a random side note while Scott makes random noises. AU''DACIA, right? Odyssea. Hence why I stretch O. Is AU for gold because I'm a simpleton and I like chemistry jokes, right?
Yeah,
and then Dacia, audacity is boldness. And I felt like the champion of all that is good in the world would be pretty bold. So, Odyssea. That's how I named him. That was pretty good.
That's quite.
Thank you.
At least you did it. So, thank you for the phonetics there.
You're welcome.
So I'll kind of take a few steps up, and I'll be like,
Like, I think, like, so, like, sorry, and you're like, I think at your core as well, there is an urge to bow, right? And this isn't like some kind of, this isn't an impulse that is like, you know, elves bow in front of the elf queen because elf magic. This is a, you know.
I was gonna get to that.
Aye, it's just reverence, right?
I'll kind of walk up and be like, so I've found you, and I'll just kind of like bow down, like so much so like I'll even like kneel on one knee kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And then like you feel the heat wave over you from like the nostril, and it's just like the rippling kind of like, you know, heat effect. You know, we got a special effects budget. The rippling heat effect, and then like the eyes open, and maybe it's mostly side on, the big huge face, and that opens its eye, and it's big kind of like golden amber coloured eye, like kind of like, you know, does its dilation and then like focuses on you. And you've got the attention of the dragon.
What did you say there? Sorry, like I just heard it focused on you.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Like it's just like woke up and looked at you.
I'll lift my head up and you know, start to stand, and I'll be like, "Can you speak?"
And then there's like movement of like the neck and the jaw, and then like again, as soon as like the lips part, like you feel like the almost like you're standing into like a very active like blacksmith's, right? You know, like you're right next to the forge.
You can like feel the pressure,
and then you just hear like the rumble. Some.
Right, okay. I don't want to just ask a million questions then. Right. First things first.
Now there's this nagging feeling in the back of your mind that you're now aware that maybe I'm dreaming this, and maybe if the more I'm aware of dreaming this, the less time I'll have, because I don't want to wake up and that process you go through when you start to get like lucid dreams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, first things first, I was just asking where are we?
And then like again like a big heavy bass exhalation, and then just I do not know. And like you can clearly see the thing can barely move with all these like red bands around it.
So not going to be a smart idea to touch them.
Do you want to roll Arcana? Maybe. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was looking at Divine Sense for a wee second there, but yeah, Arcana works. No. You know what? Hang fire. Into stream. Because he has seen his.
Alright, let me go and no, that's not the button I want. Another button. There we go. It's the manage rewards one. Let me just go approve this reward. Because I got a queue. There we go. It's marked as complete. Yep, there you go. Go for it.
Obviously, seeing the Great Gold Worm would be quite inspiring.
Sure. Definitely.
Double ones. Oh my. Fuck.
Yeah.
That kid's is how you waste 1,500 victory points.
Triumph points. Yeah, I like how you call them victory points though.
I thought it was victory points.
No, it's just called triumph. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was victory points.
Close enough. But yes.
I'm
So
gonna make
Thinking of Seven Wonders.
I'm gonna make my own currency called triumph points. 1 triumph point is equal to 10.
Yep. Don't worry. Yep. Let's just stick in the scene. Yep.
Anyway, so what do I get from my no Arcana?
I think your original opinion of you definitely don't touch the red kind of bands, yeah, the kind of glowing red energy that seems to be like snaking out of this red thing suspended above the, the dragon.
So there's a red orb, you're saying?
No, there's something suspended way above the dragon. You can't really see it. It's very high up, and then on top of that thing, there seems to be very bright glowing red thing, and from that seems to be snaking down and like entangling the dragon. All these red beams.
Can I see any way up to it?
You can climb the red beams. But beyond that, no. There is no way up to it.
Okay.
I will say it's probably maybe within 120 feet though of you.
Yeah. Would it be classed as a creature? Because I think the only thing I could really do is guiding bolt.
I mean, try.
Yeah, guiding bolt. Oh crap! Sorry, that was an advantage.
It's okay. It's a 10.
That's not 3.
General damage.
Ah.
Cool. You hear like the impact of guiding bolt on this object floating above, and you hear like almost like metal snapping, right? And then from the object, something's falling like as if you broke a piece of it off. It's falling, and then like it hits off like the back of the dragon, obviously, and like slides down, like it scales in its arms and stuff, as it's like obviously the dragon's like bound to the floor very tightly. You can kind of like, if you want, you can kind of like negotiate the dragon terrain to go pick it up, whatever it is that's fell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can I go pick it up?
Yeah. As you can like, do you excuse yourself as you start like awkwardly poking around your god?
I'd just be like, I need to get a. I was just like, sorry, sir, I need to get that.
I'm just kind of
And
here.
just kind of like,
You
and
just-
you know that way, like, see when you're unsure if something's hot or not, and you kind of like tap at it a little bit,
Mhm.
like kind of do that as I'm picking it up.
So yeah, like you can like maneuver around. The thing's probably got like that kind of like white steam of like the impact from the guiding bolt, like kind of like coming off of it. You pick it up, and can you roll perception with advantage for me? Or history with advantage, whatever one.
I'm gonna do perception. Oh boy, daddy.
This is a piece of Eric's hammer.
Oh,
Yeah.
I step back
Mm.
and I am going to cast guiding bolt again.
Cool. Go for it. You miss.
Okay. Gonna do it again.
Sure. Damage?
I can use this at level 2, can't I?
Can you? Yeah, it can be upcast.
Yeah, can be.
But you never told me that though, so it'll be level 1. Or you can.
Yeah.
I was gonna say you could have re-rolled and used it at level 2 if you wanted. Right, cool. Yeah, like so your next one hits, smacks into it. Whatever seems to be left up there of the object, and then like you hear again like almost like a violent energy burst of like red light floods the room. Then like
Shit, I've just destroyed the eye, haven't I?
all the bands seem thicker, and like brighter. Thicker and brighter. And then like again, another piece of the hammer ends up like rolling nearby, as if it hits like the same part of the dragon and rolls down the side of its body. And kind of like clink to the ground. And you've got like, clearly there should be more parts to it, but you've got like 2 chunks of, his former like light hammer that Eric used to have, that used to have the ruby fused into it.
Right.
Mm.
As the chains have gotten thicker, does the dragon seem to be any like more pain or anything like that?
You weren't necessarily sure he was in pain in the first place.
Or does he seem to be in any kind of distress over it?
I mean, he's not made any noises.
Do I see any way to climb up to the...
You've asked that.
I have asked that.
I was going to say,
haven't I?
asked and answered you up. You've got a whole team of people though, right? Like, while Crumbar's there, you've got a whole bunch of players that can talk to you.
Yeah, guys, what do you think? I'm thinking guiding bolt again. Divine Smite can't be used on it, can it?
So, what do you think the thing is that's in the sky? There's a better question, right? Because
Eric's hammer with that Eye of Janus.
right. So, what are you holding?
My plat. Eric shards of his hammer.
Right. So, what's still up there now? Now that it's super red and bright.
Only the Eye of Janus.
Right. So.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So no guiding bolt.
So what's going to also then, like, if you fire the guiding bolt into something that connects something to every other place, what would happen then? Right. Would there just be like 1,000 guiding bolts firing out in all directions in this room?
Oh my god, that would be awesome. Okay, right. New plan.
Not the take I was hoping for, yet a take nonetheless.
New plan. Right.
I also love how he did not even consult any of you guys, by the way, there. He opened it up and then immediately closed it. Any thoughts? No? Okay.
I was going to say...
No, but yeah, any thoughts?
Assuming you are dreaming,
You're in your sleep.
why would you do things that you could only do in real life? Like, why guiding bolt? Why wouldn't you just say my hand grows 1,000 times bigger and I pluck it out the sky?
Because he doesn't know he's dreaming or not.
Well, I mean,
Right.
I suppose.
Right?
Depends, right?
Because like the key part to that Scott would not have listened to would be assuming you're dreaming.
I mean, Crumbar's been in this kind of situation before where it's like,
Not
this is
clear.
just like, it's not even like I'm not awake. It's more so like Crumbar just views this now as, oh, this is just the other side of reality.
Yeah, this is my life now. Let's crack on with it.
I mean,
type thing.
I've had my encounter with Celeste. I then had my encounter with the maybe wine. I'm sure there was another one as well. And now there's this one. You know, so it's like,
Yeah.
you know,
All the
I
weirdest thing
like,
that's happened
yeah.
to us.
So it really is like, this isn't a like, oh, this is a dream. This is just the other side of reality.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's what I
But
got.
on that note, I will reach out and try and like, you know, that way when like you're a kid and you try and use the force, I'll just be like that. It's like, I know it's up there. If I could just reach it in my hands, like reaching out to try and grab it.
Okay, yeah. And you stand there for how long out of interest?
Like, we'll say 33 seconds.
Okay, yeah. And then on second 34, you realise nothing's changed. Except obviously the room is like punctuated by the kind of like rhythmic breathing of this giant dragon.
I'll just
Do you reckon you lost
I'll
roots?
ask the GGW. I'll be like, "Is it safe to touch you?"
And just like, again, without it opening its eyes, just kind of like parts its lips as best it can, and it says proceed.
Okay, so I'm going to put my hand on it, and I'm literally just going to drain all 35 of lay on hands onto it.
Yeah. And I'll describe what happens next for everyone watching at home. Once I finish typing the words. So you pour all your lay of hands like through like your body, you know, literally basically saying, "Let me drain your strength to give you it back, buddy." But yeah, so as soon as you make contact with the body of the great goldworm, like you hear like a kind of very big like rumble, like a dog trying to go to sleep, but only giant and fills the room and kind of shakes the room a little bit.
And now I fight a Cerebus.
And it's my God, Spot, it's you, and your other two heads. But yeah, you your entire like skin seems to catch fire, like you're kind of wreathed in golden flame.
So it's not a bad fire?
I mean, I feel like you wake up kind of screaming like you're on fire, right? From wherever you chose to sleep.
Oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's a thing that happens.
Yeah, and I just kind of like wake up then and just be like patting myself to.
So
like, ah,
good.
fire.
I'm glad you did, because as you pat yourself, I'll send you this wee thing in Discord.
Tackle? Oh wait, private message.
Yeah. So maybe go read that, buddy.
Is this no, it's not.
The suspense, everyone, eh?
Yeah. Give me a wee second. I'm just like formatting it so I can read it a bit better. Damn, son. Wait. The armor can be worn under normal clothes, but it doesn't. impede bodily functions. Once you put it on, it can't be removed unless you choose to do. Yeah, I mean, you have resistance. Damn. Can I put that in chat for everyone?
So there's the. Did you get the extra things I put in private message?
Right. How long does that last?
So I just read what I typed.
Activated by an action and is dismissed the same way. All right, so it's like same way as putting it on and off,
So
but it's an action that needs to be done.
yep.
So we.
Mm. You're now a very expensive looking orc.
I am quite chuffed with that. And it means we have admin to do.
I mean, not really. You just need to add that in and then just say that's technically what you're wearing anyway.
Oh, is it the same AC as normal plate mail? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
All right. Okay, then I'll just kind of adapt it.
So, do you want to tell everybody at home what Crumbar realizes when he wakes up and touches himself?
Crumbar has a molten gold skin, which I'll just kind of paint in the description 1,000,000 times, apparently.
You turn to gold. Wow.
So yeah, Crumbar can be a shiny boy.
Jumpsuit.
Basically, his skin just.
Contours.
Basically, he just becomes golden coated.
Is it an Oscar?
Yeah. He is now Oscar.
Yeah.
Oh my god, yay.
He is now Oscar. The Oscar.
Okay.
So he gets kissed by all the celebrities then?
Yep.
Also, Ryan, how does resistance work?
It's half damage.
Half damage, right? Okay, cool.
So it's really funny as well. Like, you've all seen, obviously, Kandir. The best thing about Kandir's picture that I was using is that Crumbar's in that picture.
Wow.
Oh my god, it's got his sword and everything.
It's like the whole thing was planned the whole time. Amazing.
Oh my.
Yeah, right.
Okay, I will just before I'm lose my train of thought.
Were you like sleeping in a room with MD? Was MD else in like your kind of random barracks room with you? Because I think like the only person that specifically said they were looking to be alone was Riz. So.
Well, I went to bed kind of first, so I think that's up to anyone else.
Basically, so like Arya, did you go sleep in the same room as Crumbar with all the beds, or did you find your own room like specifically?
If there was a room where I could have just been with the bird, I would have gone there.
Yeah.
But if there was like one big bedroom, then I would have gone there.
So the first floor up from the ground floor, right? The first floor up is like most like a big barracks room, right? It has multiple beds in it, you know.
Sure.
And then there are like a handful of smaller rooms, and then the next floor up again is like particularly fancy, almost suites, if you will. So clearly, like the noble in charge of the keep would stay in the top, and then like the officers, and then like the soldiers.
Well, I think I actually would go for the biggest room because
Okay.
that would allow Rhea to fly around free.
Yeah, so you're way up at the top of the keep.
And maybe, well, not necessarily. If the biggest room is the barracks with like 12 beds in it, I might have just gone there. As
Oh,
long as I
it's
can keep
definitely
it
not.
open
It's
and
definitely the
never
noble's
go
bedroom.
unless you want.
It's definitely bigger
Okay,
than
in that case, I'm up
the
there,
barrack room.
just
Yep.
there.
You also got a
I'm in the
balcony
noble's
as well.
room with the window like fully open, and
Mhm.
so that Rhea can come and go out however she pleases.
Yeah, perfect. Do you want to roll perception for me?
Absolutely. Here's to hoping I can figure out the weird shit that's
Riz,
going
same
on.
for you, and Bastiel, same for you, but with disadvantage for you, Bastiel.
Perception, yeah.
Yeah.
Every time. It like disappears if you like separate it from the thing. The little disadvantaged.
We're back.
Bam.
Nice.
Damn.
So The people inside that had the DC of 10 can hear the scream of Crumbar being on fire. And
Oh my.
the person outside with the harder DC also hears Crumbar screaming as he wakes. So, yeah. Does anybody care that Crumbar is
Yeah.
woke
I
up
brushed
screaming?
downstairs.
Mhm.
Is it a long rest over?
I mean,
Uh,
no.
Ryan,
Yes.
can I just check something? I'm assuming that I am drained of all my points of Leon Hand, yeah?
No, yeah.
Okay, cool. Just double checking.
Mhm.
Double checking. No,
So yeah, like keep in mind though, this is you technically having woke up before your long rest is complete, buddy. This is your I'm on fire, I screamed and woke up midway through my sleep. So
right.
just remember what you had pre-break for your nonsense. But I mean, I'm not expecting there to be combat unless Crombar takes on the group now. So
Not unless Ari is a monkey.
yeah, so
Yeah.
so anyway, like who's rushing to the room the Crombar is screaming from?
I am.
Cool. Riz?
I know.
Yeah, sure. This disrupts the long rest. Then you said, yeah.
Only if something happens that makes it super disruptive.
Oh, okay. It's like light activity still. Is this
Yeah.
class is like? Okay, cool. Yeah, I'll rush. Not
I-
like
I-
I,
I lo-
would,
I
would
love-
go,
I
but
love
anyway.
I love that. Well, maybe I won't see what my
I'm just
screaming
learning,
colleague
I'm
is.
just learning
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah.
So
These are just educational.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll rush to.
So literally, the guy on sentry duty has chosen not to.
Yes, because I'm awake, so if someone actually needs more help, they can just ask, and I'll be ready to jump in.
But like you're far
for
enough.
now,
Like
they
you're
can
like
handle it themselves.
you're at the other side of the keep from them, and you heard screaming from inside. Would that not worry you, Mister? I'm definitely guaranteed positive there was hidden doors in that place, even though I'm convinced in character there weren't.
Well, I feel like there's definitely loads of people between me and him. If they need more help after they get to him,
Okay.
I'll run for it.
Okay.
the strongest, most aggressive character screaming. Okay.
Yeah, like the-
Everything's normal, I guess.
Yeah, totally.
Maybe this is something that you maybe want to bring up at your next Who's on Watch meeting, guys.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is how you get clouds, Lana. So anyway, yeah. Who I guess like it's probably Riz is probably the first one to get there because I think you're on the same floor as Crumbar. So
Yeah.
yeah. So you burst in and see a very distressed-looking Crumbar touching himself in bed as he sat up.
Jesus, man. Put on something together.
I made dinner.
Jesus, not first. You don't know what on earth could be getting up.
I thought I was the one that handled spears.
This is orc business. You've got no right here.
I'll have no well-wishers or party-goers.
Russian, well, what's wrong? What's up? Like,
Yeah,
really
he-
concerned.
He looks distinctively more molten gold than you remember.
Wow. I'll just like be shocked. I'm shocked, and I'll slowly approach. Like if there's possible pain that will befall me. Is he still screaming, or is he just silenced down and just shock, or what?
I think like the initial like alarmed screaming is over, right? Crumbar, like it's now just as he goes to like touch himself over to see like he was on fire, like he felt like he was as he woke up. That's when he noticed like, wait a minute, my skin's all gold. What?
Yeah.
Something that
I'm
probably
just, like,
happens
really-
as Riz has burst in and like tries to assess the situation, and Crumbar's trying to assess his new skin. Like I think Crumbar, you see where your armor's sat as it like fades away golden light. As in not the skin that you have, but the previous plate mail you used to wear returns
Yeah.
itself.
Returns itself.
It's
Yeah.
almost like you're not meant to wear double.
No, it's almost like
Double
anything.
up.
It's almost like
Yes,
anything
it's
not in use by the Golden Order gets returned, as we know.
Ah, right, yeah, okay.
Crumbar
So
knows
I-
this.
right, yeah.
He
I
does.
didn't-
Scott doesn't, but Crumbar knows this.
Okay.
No, I thought you meant the gold from the armor had disappeared.
No.
But no, the plate mail itself is gone. Right, okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Remember everything that the Golden Order like have
Yeah.
that's issued out returns to the armories. Yeah.
So, seeing that I'm not in any like immediate danger,
Just a bit heavier.
Yeah, maybe just feel a bit, like that feeling after a right beasting workout where it's like, oh, body feels slightly different. I'll just be like, I'll turn around and it's just Riz that's in the room, isn't it?
For now, and then like within like 10 seconds, it'll be Arya.
I'll just kind of be like,
Tell me my secret Santa. Totally in 10 seconds. Got you a panda. What was that? All right, hello.
What's a
I'll just be
panda?
like, I'll just like turn to like swing round so like my legs are off the bed and stuff and be like, oh,
Clunk.
yeah, I'm like, I'm okay. And then I'll look around. Do I still have the chunks of Eric's hammer?
No.
No. And I'll probably just be like kind of like frantically looking around for them.
I'll like match your eyes where you look darting around the room, but then look back on you and really carefully just touch your shoulder with like to test the gold coat that is on you. Like really shyly, like what the hell? And I'll just say, what happened?
Can I? I want to just see something.
Is it going to be anything like the scene that I'm picturing, which is this new GIF that I've sent? Can I just test something?
Not quite that. Okay, no.
What were you hoping for? Like,
well, if it was high, I was
like
gonna say
no,
like,
like again, keep in mind, rolls don't count, buddy, unless I know what the fuck you're doing. So
yeah, no, it was just in my head.
Okay.
They helped me plan. No, if I got
why even have a GM? You're right. I'll just roll up a character for next week, right? I'll just join in and we'll see what happens.
No, it's like if I can't decide what I'm gonna do next.
What sleight of hand would decide? Okay.
Yeah, because
I'm into it. No, I'm into it. Yeah, it's cool.
It's got logic. Just don't.
I mean, I could literally roll any kind of d20. But yeah, so as he puts his hand on me, like I'll just kind of like look up at him. And I'll just be like, I think this is a gift.
Am I there by this point?
Probably when we get we'll find out in a second. But I want to hear what Riz's reply is.
Sorry.
Yeah, from whom?
And I'll just like, I'll kind of like grin a bit and just be like, from my boss.
And I think Ari, you can walk in on that. You're walking in a room with two men touching each other.
Is Arya?
And I'm probably like a little like sleep tired, like rubbing it, and I probably still brought my pillow with me because I was like holding my pillow, and then I just rushed downstairs. And then I realized I'm holding it, and I'll kind of like hide it behind me, and I'm like, "Are you okay? Oh, what happened to you?"
As I kind of notice Arya walking in.
Ever go to sleep and just wake up without something having happened?
No, pretty much not. But yeah, as I see Arya walking in, I go to stand up and like wobble a wee bit because I'm like, oh, wait, what?
Yep, new weight distribution. Yep.
Yeah, and I kind of like walk up towards Arya, like just fast paced, kind of walk up towards Arya, and just kind of like grab her hands and just like, I had it, I had them, and I saw him. He was right there in front of me.
So you saw the great golden worm, or him? What?
I mean, I didn't mention Great Golden Worm.
You said your
I mean,
boss.
you're all golden.
You also said your boss, and that's when she walked in.
Was...
No, that's as she walked in.
Right, okay.
For that exact conversation to take place.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Right. Yeah. And I'll be like, he was chained up by an Eye of Janus, the one that was in Eric's hammer. I broke the hammer. The pieces were in my hands. We must find him.
Then.
I didn't hear that. Sorry.
Where is he then?
I don't know.
Did
But
he tell you anything about who kidnapped him or what happened there? Who's holding him captive?
well, remember what the Elf Queen showed us. The Wizard King had something to do with it. I wonder if we can contact Janus if he will transport us to that eye.
I wonder if he perhaps wants that eye back. If that's somehow keeping him hostage, then it might help if Janus wants his eye back. Don't know if Janus is aware how his eye might be used.
How does Riz feel about all these things being exchanged?
Yeah, I'm just like, wow.
Staring at
I've just
Crombar's
seen
muscular
sleepers.
ass, you know. That's a lot of
Like a
orc.
full tux, by the
Yeah.
way. Smoke a cigar.
Get the big guys to, like,
This is where I
find
sleep
us
in.
and stuff and help us.
Oh dear.
I'll just. Can you describe it? Like, what
The
did
ass?
you see? What did you see of your own ass? Tell me.
Well, that's for Keepers of the Golden Gate after hours.
Members only.
That's
Highest
that's
level
for the
Patreon.
OnlyFans.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The paywall.
I'll just turn around and be like, it was very fancy. It was like very fancy curtains made of silk and a very warm feeling and like a feeling of warmth in the room, and it was very luxurious being there.
Somewhere temperature-wise, or
So I mean, warm as in like the room itself was just a warm feeling,
okay.
warm room. You know, exactly right. You know, like something that I like, something like very. I don't want to say Persian, but you know.
Yeah, it was like it has that vibe.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking like
But
very,
obviously
very Arabian
Crombar-
Nights themed like
Crombar
vibes.
Crombar
Mhm.
can't say that.
No, that's true.
But that is the gist he's trying to get across.
The you could say there's a part in the world that is basically based entirely on that like visual aesthetic, and it is the Santa Cora part, which is near the south, which is like directly south from where Omen would be, in the middle. So like, see just where the like the N of Golden is.
Yeah.
The city of Santa Cora is like there.
Ah.
And like that is permanently there, and I mean, it's not to say this is where this place is, but that would be.
Yeah, but that's
you have like a
where
point of reference where you could say it's like Santa Coran architecture
Ah.
or something like that, vibes of that.
Design.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, obviously, I've read that across.
Mhm.
But if we manage to free the great Odyssea, we could get our Eye of Janus while doing that as well. And let's.
Do you like how
face it, right
Crombar's
now-
on a first name basis now with his god, by the way, everybody? Do you like that? How he's just decided to went, I touched him and I got
It's
gold.
It's just easier than saying
Nice.
Great Gold Worm every time. But yeah, so and right now we need the Great Gold Worm. We need to stop that abyss. Oh, sorry, we need to push back the abyss.
So as he's describes as sort of like the architecture, the silks and all that sort of stuff, define
Mhm.
Persianness. Can I do an insight, sort of to see, like to associate that to that area you just said? Like, would that have any benefit? Or I don't know.
Like, has your character been through that area?
Like, no, but I would have come across documents that would have described things.
Roll
from that
me
area,
a
I
history
guess.
check.
History.
Yeah. Well, bam! Look at that. Your highest roll of the night.
Really? Yeah, that's right.
By 5, I think.
That's
Um,
right.
yeah, like I think like you could like you definitely know that would be where like even if you've never been to Japan, you can imagine what Japanese architecture looks like, right? So
Mhm.
Yeah, same idea. Like Santa Cora vibes is what he's describing. But it's not the only place in the world that is, of that nature, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
There are parts of Horizon that reflect that, because obviously people that come from all over that are super magical people make places in Horizon look like whatever they want, because Horizon's a city made of magic folded on top of magic, So if you wanted to build your own little pocket dimension house, you're going to make it look like whatever you want, right? So Horizon probably has had places like this, especially from wizards and sorcerers and whatever from Santa Cora, right? Lots of churches that are born from Santa Cora, because Santa Cora is where like religion's least persecuted, right? So lots of pilgrimages go there to like the sacred sands and things. That's near like the massive desert to the south. You can go there. So you would know of Santa Cora, you'd know of a bit about Horizon, and you'd maybe know the same vibes, because obviously if it's in Horizon it'll be in Omen, because Omen's just a better Horizon for like the elites. So because that's the capital city. So yeah.
Cool.
You probably know that because the 15's pretty good, and that's like a general knowledge of like, rich places, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Whereas like Glitterhagen's kind of like heavy into dwarven architecture, and obviously like High Rock's heavily human architecture. Like in the most generic sense that there's not even spelled, it's like the architectural descriptions for them other than generic for like High Rock, right? It's like a bit of fancy medieval city. Yeah. So you have this as he's describing all this in his orc jams.
Mm-hmm. Which are just my common clothes.
I just imagine Crumbar slept naked. I imagine most adventurers probably would if they didn't want to be in their like clothes. As long as they're inside though, if you're outside you're probably sleeping in your clothes, right?
Yeah.
Like your travel clothes and stuff. Makes sense. But if you've got like shelter, you may as well like soak your clothes overnight and stuff like that, Hygiene based things. Arya, any response to what Crumbar has info dumped on you? Riz, any input to the conversation they're both having?
She's just processing,
Mm-hmm.
like kind of like shaking her head, kind of in the sense of you.
Mm.
So I think the bottom line is there's nothing that we can do right now, right? Are safe. Not actually in danger. You just screamed yourself awake.
And as she's saying that, I'm just kind of like still like patting myself down a bit. I'm like, I'm sure I'm fine.
Mm-hmm.
But what else are you saying, Andrew?
Just don't let any like jeweler come anywhere near you, because they'll might think that fully made that.
You just see me like kind of like crack my knuckles and make fists. I'm like, like to see them try. I feel durable.
Something tells me that might come in handy. But point of the matter is, don't know where to go. Not exactly sure of anything. Honestly. Oh well. I'm glad that we have more information. I'm glad you got to speak to the Great Golden Worm, but he just scared the living daylights out of me.
I'll just kind of like,
Freya's gonna get a few gray feathers because of this.
I'll just kind of like, kind of grunt and laugh a wee bit and go, wouldn't be the first time.
I know, between you and your funky wine and
I was more on about the times I've scared you, like when I, tried to attack you for being called the mistress of the flame.
As they joke about murdering each other, Riz, any thoughts going through Riz's head?
I'll just sort of interrupt as I go up and
Climbs
slap him
in
on
the bed
back.
the crumbar was in, pulls covers over.
I want golden skin as well. It came from here. I'll just slap him on the shoulder and say,
Dung.
yeah, like I'm really curious, like any excuse to touch, like, I'll just say, go back to sleep, and who knows, you might get some more gifts. Smile and exit the room to find Mark. Ooh,
God, that's
furious
terrifying.
hotline.
I'm not gonna say that. It was a very disconcerting dialogue you just gave him. Go back to sleep and maybe you'll get more gifts. Sleep well. Walks out of the room backwards, closing the door.
Wakes up, his feet are wheels. Oh,
Yep.
no. it's like a benefit, but yes.
Crumbar can now never stop moving.
Yep.
Fade of handles.
Crumbar just becomes Snowpiercer.
Slowly. That's the end of the game, right? Snowpiercer Crumbar. Anyway, so, where'd you go, Riz? Anywhere exciting? You went to
I'm gonna go find Mark.
I think you see him, like, pouring water at the roots of the tree outside the keep.
I dig that. I dig that servitude of life, you know.
Yeah.
And I'll pray. Is it like night or
No,
morning, like dusk?
still daytime.
What?
Yeah.
Wow, we're really out of sync, guys. We need.
Like,
It's like
in the sense that you definitely slept for, like, you know, a good
Okay.
maybe 4 hours at least. Yeah. But, like, this place hasn't changed its lighting level other than the fact there's a giant golden flare in the sky.
oh, interesting.
Hmm.
And I'll say, Mark, like not to scare him, but I'll just like as I'm, you know, quite close, gentle, like.
And yeah, he's
I'm
still
really
just
bad at this.
he's still just pouring out, like, he doesn't seem to have like noticed you, and he's still just pouring this like water for whatever's left in the bucket, like just out the base of the tree.
Mm-hmm. And I'll just like align with him and just watch what he does for a bit to be respectful of his using his time.
And like it just kind of like empties the bucket, and once it's like there's no more water in it, it just like pats the bottom of the bucket and then just sits it down like at the base of the tree, like, but like, you know, open top down, you know, so it's like a wee stool. And then he just stares at it for a bit and kind of like smiles to himself and goes, ah, and then just like turns around and just slowly walks away.
And I'll follow him.
Yeah.
And I'll say, Mark, you're a man. Are you? You're a man.
Wow.
Has met many people.
Have I? And like, it just like as if he's noticed you for the first time, like flinches
Yeah.
and goes, sorry, I thought you might have been a bird. And he just gives you like the narrowed-eyed stare.
I'll just smile it off as being his typical craziness of what I've observed.
Mm.
And I'll say, do you know anything of this? And I'll undo the wraps on my left hand and show it to him, show my mark.
Yeah.
It could pop up if you, I don't know. No one else sees it, right? So
I was gonna say, yeah, nobody else sees it.
yeah, cool.
So yeah, like you undo the bandage on your left hand and then you like hold it up to him, and he stares at it, and he just looks like maybe he's standing next to the well, right? So he's like holding like the kind of stone wall of the well. It's got the little roof on it, and he's looking at that and he's like excitedly waiting to see what you're going to unveil on your hand, and you've got the symbol on it, and you hold it up to him, and he kind of looks at it, and like there's a look that crosses his eyes very quickly, right? Like a very sudden shift in his facial expressions, and he just looks at you really quickly, as if, oh no, and he vanishes.
What? He vanishes.
Like disappears.
Yeah, he's gone.
I mean, well, everybody, watch out for that.
Alex,
Don't
what
look
did
at my
you
mark.
do?
So, yeah, like there's just this scene of what, right? And it is literally like as if you've showed him something that's panicked him. He's
Yeah.
looked at you really quickly, like, oh no, and then
And I imagine, like, I see his, like, see hit, like, he sees for the first time, right? Like, I connect to something, and then
he definitely just seems upset or shocked at whatever he looked at. Is maybe the best you can gauge, right? And it was more the look at you as the confirmation that you've showed him this. And then he's gone.
I'll just like be startled and look around quick, and then like almost as quick as looking around, I'll like glance slyly to see if Bastiel has seen that happen.
No, he's deep in his meditations, as it were.
And I'll just like sort of feign like nothing happened, and then just return indoors.
Okay. Cool.
I'll just try and be normal. I'll pretend to be normal.
You're wrapping the hand.
Wraps up on my hand.
I was gonna say, wrap the hand back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something not quite right about the symbol now.
Oh, it's changed?
Like, can't quite put your finger on it, right? It's not like, it's still everything we have described so far, right? But, you know, like when you've got like, you've pulled a hair on your arm, but it's not a spot yet, and you're looking at it and you go, there's something wrong with my arm, because I want to scratch it. Like, it's that vibe,
okay.
right? You know, like that kind of, there's definitely something off. Yup.
Okay.
But you can wrap it up quickly and head back inside if you wish.
Yeah, I'll think on that for a while. Just a man dissipates.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Right. Is Arya and Crombar going to try and get sleep again, or is there more to discuss, or is Crombar going to go and like punch Bastiel to test out his new armor? Like what's the plan?
Crombar still isn't. Crombar still isn't really sure what this is that he's got, but I think he just he'd go and like sit back down in his bed and just, you know, that way when you sit down and like you can just feel your eyes getting heavy, and he's like, yep, clearly not.
Oh, they're made of gold now, so of course they're going to be heavier.
And like clearly not fully slept, and he would just probably like lie back down and have a wee nap.
Yeah, I'm assuming Riz is going to just go sleep it off as well.
Yeah, I'm just going to try and find some peace a little bit and think of that, meditate on that.
Killed an old man.
And then I think as Arya's almost at the top of the stairs of the keep as she's heading back to bed, we just have the shot from inside the room where Ruya's just tapped on the glass of bugs once, and then heard Arya moving at the door and flaps outside. And Arya walks in the room and goes back to bed as well, I guess. And yeah, we can fast forward if you all wish to the part where you have all finished your long rests.
Oh, yeah.
I wonder if Ruya is able to find food, or if that's why she's like attacking the bug fish.
Well, I assume you fed her whenever they ate before you went to sleep.
That's
When
what I would have thought as well, but like maybe she just.
Maybe she's trying to communicate with the bugs. Who knows?
With a box?
The jar of bugs, yeah.
Oh.
I mean, Ruya did watch them become giant spiders, so. And then they went back in the jar, so. Maybe Ruya's like, so they can become giant eagles and these can become giant spiders, but I'm just a hawk? What? This is bullshit.
Squawk!
When do I level up? So,
I need you to give her some love. Oh, poor baby.
Put Ruya in the bed with Crumbar and see if you get a gold hawk back. Oh, it just doesn't fly, it's just an ornament. Oh, okay. But anyway.
Oh, that would be horrible.
So, Bastiel, I guess, you know, your alarm clock goes off, right? And you stand back up. You realise that you've probably not been pestered by Mark in some time. You've maybe just noticed.
Turn
Decent
around and
play.
check the wall. Oh, what was that? Serious?
I just said peace and quiet, eh? Maybe it's a positive, you know?
Yeah, really quiet.
Be down in the dumps about this.
Some way. I checked to see if the door's there again, back. If it was a timer thing that it became a wall.
Yeah, like a daily dungeon quest thing. Nah, it's it's still a wall. Yeah, still the base of the tower. Yep.
Shit.
Yeah.
I pat the wall, and to quote Finn the Human, I did the time. I'm gonna make you mine.
Nice.
A before I do,
A dog in the shape of a bus falls out. No.
I'll cast. No, you know what? I'll go and find the others.
Yeah.
Just to make sure, because this is at the end of the day, is a strange keep.
Mm-hmm.
Something might have attacked them in the night. I don't know.
You've also noticed the gold light's gone from above you.
Ah.
It was him keeping it there.
I mean, you have zero evidence of this at the moment, Crombar. Other than
Aye,
you are now
aye.
made of gold.
Exactly. Therefore, all my thoughts are golden.
You are the golden light. It's you now.
Something about
I'll-
bathing. No. Showering. No.
Golden shower.
Yeah.
Walking through the keep.
Yeah.
Who do I run into first?
Yeah. Who's downstairs first? Possibly Riz. You only need to transfer 4 hours
Yeah.
to really
Yeah, I'll
rest.
just do that.
Down there with a shaky hand on his coffee cup.
I'm trying to do press up to someone to focus my mind. A really hard workout, just stretch and sweat.
Yeah, and weirdly, all the athletic ambience is back, right? When I get my wee athletics roll, we'll see how it goes. Aye, what's the worst that could happen, right?
Oh,
Boom! Look at that! The ambient
Consistency,
athletics is
yeah.
back. There we go. So you walk in and Riz is working out, I guess.
I'd scream. Take it, Crombar finally got his fight with the gorilla.
I'll look up and just smile as I greet, and I'll say, "Have you seen him yet?"
Bastille looked kind of concerned, like, no, I kind of just left that in everyone else's hands. You don't know, okay? You don't know how he's doing. Let's run. Let's find Crombar.
I love how the LEDs go from casual conversation blue into concerned purple up to anger red.
He's siren.
Yup.
And then, yeah, as he runs up, I'll just laugh. You can hear me laugh in the background if you run off to find him.
Is it sadistic laughing or is it like childlike glee?
Yeah. It's like that. Yeah, sadistic laughing.
Etc. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think Cromber, you're probably coming out of your room, or you're probably coming downstairs to all meet in
No,
the.
are we now all awake and stuff?
I mean, Scott isn't, but Cromber is.
Okay, no, cool. So,
Aye.
long rest over.
Yep, I described that moments ago. Yep. We're past that. Yep.
Do I get any of my stuff back that I spent in Dream World?
I mean, weirdly, yes, because you never spent any of it, right?
I mean, right?
It's weird that.
Cool. No, I just wanted to check that. Right, yeah.
So, I'm assuming you're not in gold at the moment?
No, I won't be. Yeah,
Because you
I'll be...
cannot sleep in that.
So I can take it
That's what
off
it
even though I'm
is.
not attuned to it. Right, okay. Yeah. So it's off then.
So it has an on-off switch.
Okay.
Oh, it's a Venom symbiote.
It's very much closer to the Colossus gifts that I've been sharing constantly.
Mm.
Weird. Right,
Mhm.
cool. It won't be. I won't be shiny.
So, weirdly, Crumbar is not in his armor. Is the weird thing maybe the take on this? That he's in his casual gear. Well, he's got traveler's clothes that he wore under his armor, right?
Mhm.
Remember, plate is literally just plate.
Yeah, it is quite literally Under Armour is what I'm left wearing now.
Yeah, Brigandine and shit.
It's probably for the most part, it's probably like a plain spun, shirt,
Tunic.
fairly cream. Or once upon a time when it was made, it would have been cream. Who knows what color it is now? But yeah, it probably would have been that.
In fact, what?
Night terrors.
You know what? Let's maybe go with.
Are you finding art?
Yeah, no, it's art that I've kind of already got, but let's go with something like
Juice.
that. Is now what I'd be wearing. Plus kitten,
Ooh, okay, yeah, I like that. There's the key.
you know. But yeah, sorry. What did you say?
So you became like a sexy pirate man overnight? Is that what happened? Okay.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm just meaning the clothes and get up. Oh my god, the cute!
Yes.
I
I cast Confundus
I can't-
on Scott.
No, I'm allergic to cuteness.
God.
Yeah,
Right, so
anyway.
sorry, what did you say, man?
night terrors. I ask you if you had night terrors, because obviously, if I just had a scream and then dead silence, no like spells flying or weapons clanking against each other, I'd just assume, what? I get out why you're screaming.
I was just kind of like,
Something you would notice as well, Best is that he's also not carrying his armor, which is a significant size that you would be very obvious seeing him carry it if he wasn't wearing it. Even if it was strapped up to like his backpack, it wouldn't be in the backpack; it would be strapped to it, right? For the most part.
Obviously, Bastille was there with us throughout all the Elven Woods and everything like that, and talking about dragons stuff. So yeah, I'll just say to him, I'll be like, I had an encounter with the Great Gold Worm last night.
Oh. Yeah.
He is in a lot of pain, but he is also with the, I can't really say he's in a lot of pain. He's
in a lot of chain. I was going to say, yeah.
He's chained up by by an eye of Janus. It was the one. I think. I'll just say to him, it's like, if we are still planning on contacting Janus himself, maybe he could transport us to that eye, and we can free the Great Gold Worm and receive an eye at the same time.
Right. Yeah, so if I've been told that, Bastiel will, kind of assuming that Crumbar just had his whole worldview shaken and his priorities kind of changed. But I'll like put a hand on his shoulder and I'll cast guidance as a gesture of like, Celeste is underlying everything and sort of put us through this. Celeste's guidance, I guess.
What does guidance do again?
Yeah, a little thingy.
You feel good about your choices.
I always feel good about my choices.
I don't think that's true. Oh dear.
I'm doing it as like a roleplay thing, like clarity.
Oh yeah, like this is something like Best listen a lot, Scott. It's like this should not be news to you. He casts guidance on everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like his hello.
Yeah, but I'm like, I can't actually remember what it actually does.
D4
It's
and
an
an
extra
ability
D4.
check.
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yep. So.
Right.
And I'm quite sure I have it as well. I just keep forgetting to use it.
Yeah. It appears we have no time to waste then. If you can provide me the right materials, I can attempt to contact the worm again at a later date.
What do you need?
I'll empty my divination coins out onto like a table.
Okay.
Something like this. A sacrifice, something correlating. Where's your armor? Something connected to the worm.
My armor has gone back to where it is needed.
Does that rattle Bastiel in any deep, meaningful way? Because
because I'm immediately thinking like
that kind of implies he's been fired, right?
Oh, it implied to me that the worm is dying, like weakening.
I mean, I don't know if you know enough about how that works, though, right? Like, obviously, Shan might know more, but like, I don't think Bastiel knows enough about how all that works necessarily.
Literal cleric.
Like,
don't need it, so it goes somewhere else where it doesn't be needed.
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
Because I mean, I feel like for you it would be he's lost the favor of his patron, right?
Alright then.
I feel like that's maybe my immediate go-to for those thoughts. Excusing the meta.
Okay then.
Mhm.
Right. Okay. Then we're gonna have to get creative. We can make something. I can make you something.
I'll just kind of like rummage in my wee bag, and I'll pass you one of these.
Banded agate. Oh shit.
Yeah. So I'll pass you that and be like, maybe this will come in some use to you.
Damn. So what does it look like?
Banded agate.
A banded agate, a shiny.
Banded as in it's a ring or like a bracelet.
No, it's banded because it's the color. 2 seconds, I'll find one.
It
It's a
did-
straight gemstone.
I was gonna say yeah, it's banded just is because it's got like almost like sedimentary lines through it.
Oh yes, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, they sell those in like crystal shops.
There you go.
Yeah. Geodes.
Oh.
Okay.
So like generally when
Where's
you
this?
when you get them, you look at them almost like that, but like from the bottom almost. But usually you get them side on is where the banded term comes from because it looks like rings.
Yeah. What does this mean to you? This object?
I'm just like, we got it off. Was it just bandits that had it?
I mean, probably it was
Yeah,
from a
'cause
loot
it-
pile at some point.
Yeah, it was from a loot pile before we got to High Rock.
It should have had a value on it as well. Because it would have been banded agate.
10
and
gold.
bracelets.
Yeah, 10
so,
gold pieces.
so it's worth 10 gold. It's a gem that you could value at 10 gold.
And gold. Right. Okay. I can make up the rest of the cost with actual coins.
No, but like,
Just means whatever you make needs to kind of in
But-
some way
but
infuse
yeah.
the banded agate, right? Like it kind of needs to use it.
Since you've asked me that, I'll just be like, you're like, what's it worth to you? And I was like, it's a pretty stone.
Pretty stun.
So I think in the back of Bastiel's mind, he knows that it's completely worthless for what you need it to do. Right? Like you need some kind of this is the ring that he wore every single time the Great Gold Worm breathed fire upon this magical ring that
Well,
infused
I
with the
can't give
power
you
of the Great Gold Worm.
Well, I'm looking. Yeah, well, I can't give you my holy symbol because I'm not going to get that back, and without that, I can't cast spells. So, no.
I could cast your holy symbol. I could make an identical copy. It would have to. We're basically trying to make a symbol of your connection. in Crombar.
I think the thing is though, is making a copy of it isn't the same as having like
Yeah.
something that is that
It's a
symbol.
totem, right? Talismanic. It's an idol, an effigy.
Yeah, but it's like if you like blessed by the Great Gold Worm, if my memory is correct.
Mm.
But you don't need something from the god for the spell divination.
No.
No, I do. Oh,
No,
wait.
no, like for you,
No, I-
Crombar, yes. For him, no. These are different things we're talking about.
Right. Okay. Sorry. Sorry. I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but regardless, I'll collect up my set that I made, and I'll put the agate in the vault or the vault.
Also, just FYI for Bastiel, there is another relic of the Great Gold Worm in the party.
Oh,
That's a horrible thing to call Adri.
Not
My
Arya.
breastplate.
What, her breastplate? Yeah.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting she's got that.
Yeah. Since like
Oh.
session 3 or 4. Yep.
Yeah, we got
Mhm.
that really early on, didn't we?
Yeah, he's all got pretty
Yeah.
good armor.
I wasn't even in that session, and I was still managed to get you.
Right, yeah. I'm kind of like quite jittery. I've just like scraped all this stuff back up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of rattling my fingers against the table, thinking about how we can do this. Because in my mind, there's like a
This-
hourglass on for this worm.
Also, this is a big
Uh,
thing for Bastiel, right? Not only the pressure of like, whatever Crombar's experienced, but like in general, the idea of connecting with a god is a huge fucking thing, right?
Oh yeah.
Like that should be quite intimidating at the lowest level, right? Never mind any normal level.
He's doing all the like people who are bad at public speaking, like body language.
Mhm. Looking in the mirror, you got this, you bitch. Like, pull yourself together. Yeah. Growling at yourself in the mirror.
Aya then. I'll say to Crumbar actually. Does that mean Aya needs armor too?
I just kind of look at him confused. I'm like, and then I'm like, Arya's a lot squishier than me. Of course, she still needs her armor.
No,
Like-
if the armor's been taken from you, why wouldn't it be taken from her?
Because I don't need it anymore. It's gone back to places that need it more.
Hmm.
I'll explain to Basti. I'll say, look, I had I also had a set of arrows, and I'll show him because I still have like a couple.
Oh, do you still have some? I thought they were all used up.
Yeah, no, because I've kind of been alternating them. And the thing is, right, if I like shoot one and it just once it hits the target, it just disappears. I can't get it back because they would have returned to the
You just say the armory.
outpost armory. Yeah,
Yeah.
they returned to the armory. So same with his armor. Once you stop needing that armor, it would have magically appeared back at the armory.
Right. Can I examine the arrow? I want to check for its cost.
Okay, yeah. I
Kinda
actually
rolls.
have most of my golden arrows because I keep using the other ones, and then I kind of became more magic.
I was gonna say, yeah, you started burning all your other arrows.
Yeah, I started burning all the other arrows, and I also have not been using arrows that much since my magic kind of had a bit of a.
Whereas I think
No.
Kitty just fired all the golden bolts instantaneously. And she had like
Well, yeah,
like 2 or 3 cases of them initially.
Achoo!
Damn,
Hmm.
so they're solid gold, right the way through.
Oh yeah.
Okay, cool. Right, that's all I really want to know.
But you also know that
Thinking
as
of
like
what I
a
did with it.
an artificer in a way, you know enough that that shouldn't fly normally.
Yeah,
Like that's absolute bullshit.
5 kilos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yup.
Right.
But it's
Oh,
maybe
oh,
maybe
collect-
teaching you a bit about like the way the Golden Order are like armed, right? It's quite
Yes.
fancy. So yeah.
Yeah. High tech.
Mm.
Okay, I'll take the bolt. Thank Aya.
Well, it's an arrow. This one. That was bolts that Kitty used because she had a crossbow.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I
accidentally
marked
said bolt because solid metal projectile.
I mean,
My
you
bad.
could say it, but it's definitely classified as an arrow. Sadly, it's just made of gold. Yeah.
Sadly.
Yeah, I say sadly because like if you had to look at it closely, it looks like someone's made an arrow of gold, as in
Okay.
it's
Right.
like to touch it, it has the texture of wood, but it doesn't like crumble or like whatever. It's
Okay. Oh, right. It's not heavily like.
imagine someone, right? Like here's the budget, right? Somebody took a normal arrow, they spray painted it with gold spray paint, and then
Yeah.
put a handful of them in a quiver, and went, "Those are the magic arrows."
Right.
And you know because they've been spray painted gold.
Yeah.
That's the budget we're
Okay.
talking about.
This will do well.
Yeah.
I'll grip it in my hand. I'll think about it as a bit of an object. Connect to it, object to object.
Mhm. Yep.
Alright. I think this will work. Put it with the agate in a little satchel pouch and some gold coins. Then I'll look up at the room. I'll say, I'm gonna need at least another day to do that. Is my way of saying I haven't prepared divination.
Why didn't you prepare divination though? Like,
Because I didn't think I would talk to Janus sometime soon. My thing's on the ground.
But like, so you want to divinate, right? But if you want to like talk to Janus, are you now wanting to talk to the worm? Is that your new plan? Because you're taking connections from Crumbar as opposed in Arya.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Cool. Because I was gonna say, I think you're still going about the wrong way, even without the spell prepared. If you're wanting to talk to Janus, you're gathering the wrong god stuff. So okay, so long as it's the gold worm you're after the phone number of, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I only have so much incense as well, so we actually can't do both. One or the other.
Oofed.
Um,
That should be a conversation you have while you are all maybe sat at the table downstairs, maybe as you are collecting these items, laying them out in front of you and saying, I'll need a day to prepare the ritual. What are the group at the table discussing then at that? Because obviously you've now maybe just, like, do you want to deliver the line where you say to them, I've only got enough incest for one?
yeah, okay. In that case, I'll divide the bullshit in my bag into two halves. Got Don Dravella's wheel on one
Yep.
side representing Janus.
She taps it a couple of times, pointing, it's like, it's me, yep.
Then I got the arrow, the agate, and a bunch of miscellaneous coins and the incense in the other pile. And I'll say, Janus, golden worm. We can only do this once. Unless we find more incense. I don't know, you good at making that, are you? Seem to be adept at burning things.
I actually have no idea at a character how to make incense, so I have no idea if Arya could make that.
Same.
Also,
Incense
if
coffee.
she used fire to do it, you don't maybe want to speak to whoever that connects to, necessarily. Oh, sorry, wrong number. Hello, pizza. So yeah.
Well, it's somebody that responds to Gestoria, so
Mm.
Ah,
not
if
necessarily
you want to
God.
bring that up, we can make that that third option. But I don't think just there is a god.
No.
Why?
No, but she's still like, reasonably powerful.
Like, let's say, like, if she had a lifespan that could get her a couple of centuries of worship, maybe she'd hit godhood, right? But like,
Yeah.
she's definitely not there yet. Sadly, she is like a person that's just nice.
Yeah. That's a quotation marks.
Oh yeah, like super powerful magic, child of the
She's a
Wizard King
demon,
person,
actual
right?
fiend
Like
from the
that's the player's fault, Bastia. But anyway, so yeah, like, what's everybody's reactions to the, who do we phone?
I'd say Janus.
He doesn't appear to be on our side anymore. Definitely not yours.
It's also weird that Crumbar just obviously having
Yeah.
the vision of the GGW was like, yeah, we'll just phone the other guy.
Yeah,
Well,
that really shocked me.
Yeah.
I thought this guy was your
Well,
god, dude.
yeah, but like-
Janus for sure.
But
Yeah,
wouldn't,
but like I
wouldn't you
said-
like to maybe like follow up with any other questions that you might have of him, right?
Yes, but Janus might be able to actually teleport us to that eye.
Yeah, valid.
Maybe he doesn't. Yeah, maybe he doesn't know that he's.
So it was the armor that was weighing his creativity down this entire time, right? Burdened by armor. As soon as he casts off the plate mail, he's like, suddenly a lot more ideas and pragmatism come into mind.
Yeah, he's
Really
a squishy
tight.
man now.
Yep, his brain has room to grow.
So these are like calls to the gods, right? Like these
Yeah, like there's two piles of like paraphernalia, basically, but there's like in the middle, probably more accurately, there's a pile of incense to fuel this, and it needs to go to one of them.
like it's only like it's like a phone call, right? Is that what you sort of describe it as? Like it's a connection.
Can you
to
paste the
fuel?
spell in? Because that would maybe be good for everybody, right? If you want to paste it in.
Yeah.
That's maybe
Quite
worthwhile.
that.
It just, like, obviously, like, that can give everybody like an idea of what's actually involved. And I'll read it out just for the sake of people on the stream trying to like actually read. But so you need incense and a sacrificial offering appropriate to your religion, together with at least 25 gold, which the spell consumes, so you don't get it back. It's instantaneous. Your magic and an offering put you in contact with a god or a god's servants. You ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur within 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply. The reply might be a short phrase, a cryptic rhyme,
No, don't give him that.
or
Don't let him do
an
that.
omen. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstances that might change the outcome, such as the casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion. If you cast the spell 2 or more times before finishing your next long rest, there is a cumulative 25% chance for each casting after the first that you get a random reading. The DM makes this roll in secret. So, the first call is basically like, problem free. And then follow-up calls are problematic, 25% increments.
I think it's good that like, I don't know, like Riss doesn't know this, but like the Eye of Janus connected to Eric's hammer is a specific spot, right? So I think, yeah, if you contact Janus, it would be better than asking the GGW, how you doing? One question. Full stop. Wait, should have been. Oh.
I'm okay. Bye. It's the phone a friend, isn't it? Who wants to be a millionaire? Like Lifeline. The most nerve-wracking of lifelines.
Interesting.
Yeah, right.
That's two for Janus.
I'm not gonna say anything that isn't a cryptic rhyme, but.
Bars. Bit bars. Well, I'll actually divulge this. To be honest, I plan to dedicate this day to getting through that wall. And as such, I did prepare a baby version of this.
You prepared a baby?
A baby. A real boy. I took augury.
And then, do you like
What?
yeah, explain to us what augury is. I'm not going to read it again. I've done my reading.
Augury is it's basically divination, but you ask the entity about the next.
Oh.
See ya.
You ask the entity about the
He asked.
I love how the entities took him away.
Yeah.
It's the magic
Yes,
circle. He was revealing the secrets of magic too much.
That's it. Like, shit, he knows too much.
He pasted too many spells openly in chat that the magic circle took him away. Okay. Well, I guess what's Arya's opinion, right? So, assuming Bastial hasn't just shut off his power supply, what's her opinion on the Janus or GW if you get one call with divination?
Say Janus.
Okay. What's your?
Because-
Yeah, there we go. Good thinking. What we're thinking.
Trying to
Oh, I
figure
do
out
see it in the
whose
middle of
side he is important. If we figure out that Janus also doesn't like to have his eye being used to keep the GGW hostage, then we might get him on our side, and he might then either show up to us or contact us, and then we would have a proper "this is happening, can you help?" conversation.
So, what would your suggested, right? Because there's 3 of you currently that say Janus, right? Obviously, Bastial hasn't said anything either way. We can hear you just so you know, Shannon, audio-wise. And
Okay.
the biggest question I want to ask the 3 of you is, what was the question you posed to Janus be? Because I assume you all have an individual idea of what you would ask Janus. Now we're like, oh yeah, that part where we need to think of the actual question.
I would ask. I think we wanted before to ask if it knew what its like eyes were being used for, or if it like signed off on that. Basically, trying to discern if it's.
But like, okay, so here's a good thing to like forecast, right? I think we did this a bit before, but like, let's roleplay if we will. Hey Janus, do you know what your eyes are being used for? Yes. Bye.
No,
Or no.
I go,
bye.
"It's an evil cunt." Yeah, like it's a
But-
bad guy.
but like- Knowing what they're used for and being able to stop it are 2 different things. right?
That's why
Right.
my question was,
Because like,
kind of like, are you okay with your eyes being used for keeping the great golden worm prisoner
right?
Oh, okay, so do you
or
consent
something
to
like that?
the use?
Because that
Right.
if he says, oh yeah, like he might give us some information. He might say, no, I'm not okay with it, but I can't do anything about it, or like, yes, I'm okay with it. I gave that eye to the
Mm.
to King Magna to do what he wants with
I
it.
mean,
Like that
I like
might
how. So
answer
imagine,
various
Arya. Imagine, if you will, all those suggested replies, but as a cryptic rhyme for me, please.
cryptic, right? Like what I'm saying is the question kind of has to like provide an answer that's more than yes or no, and that hopefully helps us figure
Mhm.
out where he is in the middle of all this. Like give us an idea of what his stance is and if he can do anything about it.
Okay, so here's the
Well,
thing, right? Here's the thing, right? I think the best thing to do then is have Dondra while you're all thinking of this, because she doesn't really have a personal stake in this, right? And other than the world's going to end and that fucks everything up. So phone one god or phone the other god that she has zero allegiance to either of doesn't bug her, right? Like she'd probably vote for the GGW anyway because it's a dragon, but like everybody else is saying Janus, so that makes sense. But she's not going to say anything. She's just going to like get up from the table while everybody's talking about it and just like absent-mindedly walk around the kind of the bottom floor of the keep, and then like poke her head outside and then just turn to everybody and say, has anybody seen Mark? And then that's where we end the session.
Yeah, where did he go?
And then what we get to do after naming the session is we'll talk about the wording of the question as part of our wrap up and goals chat. So, because we were getting into like basically wrap up chat territory there anyway.
Oh yeah, I just noticed the time now.
So, name suggestions. I have one. You can have at it for suggestions of names as well. So, Eye of the Dragon was the only one I thought of because it felt like it wrapped up everything we could possibly have thought of. But anything else? We had the tower problem. The almost King Kong reenactment, the complete psychopathic murder of our wonderful host. By
In
Riz.
terms of looking back and remembering what this episode was about from a title years down the line, it would probably be about Crumbar's armor.
Okay.
Interaction.
Okay. Word it good.
Look who got shiny.
It's terrible. Do not vote for it. Golden Orc-der should not be a.
Oh no, got it.
The tension.
After the Beatles song.
Is that the Beatles song?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a bunch, I guess. Put your votes in, folks, because I'm not sure if this is how we remember it. I don't mind Night Terrors, but I feel like Night Terrors is a bit.
Yeah, I know. I'm post joking.
Like, I don't mind the name though, but it's a bit too intense, right? Since.
I think I spelled that wrong.
No, I think that looks right. Yeah, Golden Slumbers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
That was exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to give it a sleepy emoji.
Also, I'm just gonna throw that in at the end. Because who doesn't love alliteration, right? Golden gift.
I feel like there must be at least 10 different incidents in the campaign that could be called that. I could refer to.
I mean, there's an after dark conversation.
Showered in gold. Let's see.
That's Orc Boy to you. Just kind of actually, I'm going to pour through the names of previous sessions to see how much gold or golden shows up, and I'm actually kind of surprised that it hasn't showed up. I'm already looking through chapter 4. Yeah, like Golden Fleeced. That's session 41. It's the first time gold or golden is mentioned in any of the session titles. That's impressive.
I want to use that now.
Yeah, Golden Fleeced is pretty accurate now, isn't it?
Yeah. Some gold.
I mean, I don't want to say that he was showered in gold, but you know.
No.
Horse armor is also a favourite of mine.
The best DLC
Like
ever.
an idea.
Let's see what else is here. Mm.
Feel little.
Kill the
Honestly,
dork.
I feel like I'm gonna vote for Golden Orc-der.
He's stupid. He's covered in gold.
I appreciate that Riz gave me a wee eye of the dragon vote. I appreciate that, Riz. Thank you.
Very Bruce Lee-esque.
It's alright, isn't it? Yeah, I was really getting vibes of Bruce Lee, to be honest, there.
There is a
as
big
well.
fuck-off tower right here.
I clicked there, but it didn't go, so I was a bit upset there. I was like, but I gave you the thumbs up on that one, but it just didn't.
Ah.
It didn't.
So if that's the case, we have 2 votes for that, 2 votes for the one I don't want to use, which is the really terrible pun, and then there's 2 votes for Golden Slumbers.
Me and Ryan must fight.
I mean, yeah, okay, so
I
if it's
realized
in-game
I
fighting...
voted in all of them. I
Nice.
felt so like that.
Right, that's fine. Does somebody just want to click on one really quickly and we'll see what happens? Yep, MD can do this. First person to click on one of them. Doesn't matter, just click.
Click on what?
SDO.
Well, there we go. It's the horrible name.
Okay.
Golden Orc-der it is. Man, you're horrible people.
We love puns.
Me too.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite happy with it.
Right, okay, so the name's done. Let us look at goals. Make contact with Janus, that's on the fence at the moment. Gather actionable intel on... No, it's not happening yet. Gain access to tower, not happening yet. Make a friend of the wizard, Mark. Riz, how do you feel like that one's going?
We can still do it. Okay, let me tell you, we can still do it. Here's the board I've drawn out. Wait, what be?
It's the crunk board. Actually, from all accounts, it doesn't make any sense how we got back here first. Okay, and learn how to control the keep. So, that's a thing. Yeah. Oh man, keepsake would have been a good one as well. But anyway, so... Right, personal goals. Arias is still ongoing, I imagine. Bastials is still ongoing, I imagine. Crombars is still ongoing, I imagine. Plagueils is definitely still ongoing. And Riz!
I don't know, it's more questions. I know less.
So, does anyone want to refine their personal goals? And I'll probably try and do personal goals first, I think, when we chat about goals, because those should be the easiest to refine, right? Because it's the individual driven things. So, MD changing their personal goals? Ideally, no's are also valid answers to this, so I know not to waste any more time on it.
Yeah, no.
No.
I need another day of sleep to get divination anyway, so I'm not changing it to contact.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because if you wanted to spend this day doing your augury stuff, that's totally fine. Makes sense. And then, Crombar?
No, I'm going to still keep with what I've got.
Cool. And then general goals. What's happening with those? Right, so make contact with Janus seems to be up in the air. I think that maybe should be reworded to decide who to and then contact God.
Yeah, contact God of choice.
Yes. It's actually just Christopher Walken dancing constantly. That really tickled me. You shouldn't have, because it's such a terrible thing to say. But yeah. Oh
I think
dear.
we're at that stage of the night where brains start
Mhm.
working.
Right. How do you feel about gathering actionable information on Vishal?
We actually can't do that until we reach the
Well,
citadel.
I was planning on asking Thingy about
Who me?
it, Mark, but someone made him disappear.
Hey man, to you, he's still there. Just outside watering those
how about,
plants.
but how about we change the goal to discover where Mark went?
Find Mark. We can make a friend of Mark to find Mark.
Just every session just goes to a different variation of we still must find Mark. Maybe he's in the mountains.
Oh
in the
dear.
swamps.
It's just it's like a
Where
Where's
is he?
Wally book now, but just a map of the world.
Yeah.
Just like for a crazy old wizard poking his head out behind a cart or something. Yeah, I think that to me would. I feel like the approach to the Mark thing, unless Riz is going to come out and say, "Guys, I fucked up and Mark's gone," like I feel like that would be a personal goal for Riz at the moment, right?
Yeah.
It's different if it's going to be a general goal and literally Riz will start the next session by saying, "Guys, I fucked up, and then something happened and Mark's gone, and it's probably my fault, maybe, and we should find him." Then that can be a general goal, right? And I don't mind that you said it early, assuming that prerequisite happens. Otherwise, it would need to be a personal goal. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Good. Good, because I'm trying to refine this goal process every single session I do, and I think I'm getting there. We're good.
Okay. So Mark, that's like the Riz arc.
I mean, add that.
If you're basically saying I have to say like
you can only do
session by me saying it.
No, I'm not saying you're ending the session. I'm saying you'd start the next one by confessing. Because,
oh, okay. Yeah. So
but I don't mind
like
it. I don't mind you set the goal with the prerequisite being next time you would actually set it. Because if you don't say that, it can't be a general goal because not everybody can work on it.
Yeah.
Because
exactly.
only you know what caused him to disappear.
Yeah. So can I do that then, like with that prerequisite?
Yeah, if you want. Yeah, if you're willing to come clean. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just tell them the story.
Mm.
I won't admit that it's a failure.
That's very deliberate, in fact.
Experience. Just an experience.
Bastia's kind of on your side because that's one step closer to owning the keep. Mark's not around anymore.
Wow. Wow, all those undelivered letters though, man.
So how do we change that then?
You just type in.
Are you doing?
No, it's
you
your
got
job,
share.
buddy. It's your job.
You doing it? I'll do it if you want.
No,
You
it's,
do it.
no,
Yeah.
it's Riz's job, his goal.
All right. Okay.
Yep. So while we're
In
looking
the
at that,
generals.
what else is changing? Are we shelving, gathering Vishal intel, or do we have something more pertinent to pop in there?
We could attempt that with divination and augury. Learn how to control the key. Like, let's say we do learn something very pressing about the golden worm, for example. Are we going to actually spend a whole day despite that on this keep? Or are we going to run for it?
Well, we still need to get through that door. So.
Alright, let's do that no matter what. No matter what they.
Yeah, these are important things to narrow down. Yeah, like if A, then does B exist?
Yeah. No, I still want in the door.
Okay. Okay, so you're definitely focused on the keep. Even if someone says, "Here is the door to get to the GGW," you're like, "Nah, we're good. Give us 5."
That's what I'm wondering.
Right? Oh, help us through this door, please. Person with all the doors.
GGW says, I'm going to die in the next 24 hours. Like, are we still going to try and open this door?
I mean, this is all contextual, so.
Yeah, but these are things that are worth are the goals valid enough to be stuff we spend time on, or is it something you want to shelf because there's more pressing things? Because realistically, the job is get something that you think you can work on as a team, blitz it, get the XP, and then pop the next thing in. And you want to try and because ideally you want to be trying to complete the fact that you have double the amount of goals possible now, you should be completing like 2 to 3 a session if you are blitzing them, right? Which isn't always possible based on like obviously if combat happens, a bit different, but that's why you get XP for combat, right? But like, yeah, definitely like if you keep them like tight instead of campaign arc levels, yeah, because you can have your campaign arc level like find the GGW in the ideas list, and then underneath it go, okay, if we had to break this down into 3 steps, or 5 steps, or 20 steps, whatever works for you guys, then chip away at like, you know, what's the immediate barrier to this problem, and if we get to the part where we can solve it, what do we need to solve it, right? And then just make your list of, okay, what's the actual map to solving this problem? You know, where do we start?
Yeah.
Where do we see it ending? And what stuff do we need to make it happen? Like, for example, when you were like trying to get Cyril to help, it's like you need leverage of some kind, something she wants. To have her do anything, you need her attention. You started with her attention, and then you offered some form of leverage, right? In the sense that we'll help you become governor. ... And then you mentioned the Elf Queen, and that seemed to be even more leverage of interest. And then she travelled with you guys after some bullshit, this like, you know, kidnapping. So,
Yep.
right, like, but that all worked out because of those like same similar steps. So, what's the immediate gate in front of the problem? What's the image you guys see as to the solution to said problem? And what's all the stuff in the way in the middle? And what helps you get rid of that stuff in the way? Is it just a big giant fly swatter to get rid of everybody? You know, push them off the bridges. So, it's a good way of thinking about the goals. Right, so we've got...
Overnight, I took 6 spells to try and get through this. To this
Yeah, it's why I want you to like spend the time to actually like give it a go, right? Because I think that makes sense. Because
Yeah.
like regardless, you'd be spending time to like relearn divination anyway, so you may as well spend a chunk of the day having a go at it. Plus, you'd have been travelling on those days anyway, so it just means you have to run for a couple of days to make up for it, right? Right, so we've got after Riz tells the party of Mark, we want to find him. That's not a goal. That's
It's really hard to word. I could figure out a word for find or what? No, for want. Like to change it.
You put Riz : Fess.
I fixed it.
Okay, I thought I had to do the prerequisite.
You do.
But I just remember that.
Yeah, that's your job to remember that bit.
Okay.
Otherwise, you know, it can't be a general goal that everybody works on. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
Fine, Mark.
Like, because that's literally what you want to do, right? And we know when you complete that, right? Because he'll be there. It's good.
Dead. Emaciated bone man. Oh well. We found him, guys.
Right? Doesn't say find him alive, right?
Yes.
So, you know, hedge your bets. But that's good. These are good goals, I think. Any last minute changes to the goals, or are we good?
Aya's personal goal. That seems like really far away.
Hey, don't you have opinions on her personal goal? That's her own business.
What about-
Unless you have something that you would suggest as a better goal, you cannot shit talk people's personal goals. You can say, do you think Crumbar would care about this in the immediate future rather than your goal shit Crumbar, right? Like there's a way to present it.
Well, no, it's not about her goal shit. It's about Arya. You know, is there anything more pressing while we're here so you can have more XP?
Yeah, but if you don't have an idea, then that's obviously the idea she's happy with, right?
Yeah, because I'm not playing Arya, so
Yeah.
I'm not in her mind. That's why I'm bringing it up as a question to Arya.
But then she'd have brought it up if she had an opinion, right? Arya, you can weigh in on this. This is your scope, this particular field, you know. Yeah, I figured you were fine with it. Otherwise, you'd have told me. Yeah. See, stay in your lane, boy. I think is what the 21 pilots would say. So, anyway, I mean, are you still happy with your goal? Yeah, I feel like you took an entire 6 listed spell thing for this, right? You know, getting it back, the offspring. Yeah. Any other ideas that are being piled into the list that you definitely also want to get to at some point? Anything to add to the ideas pile?
Oh, I did.
Just because there is a list of them there for a reason. Like it isn't just for things that you don't achieve. It can be things you want to get to as well.
Extra things.
Just if there's anything like super immediate that you're like, okay, because you've covered the immediate thing, which is deciding who to contact, and then trying to gain information on the Red Robe Man, and then the tower access you're focused on.
There's a lot to juggle already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's not to say that if you don't manage your assets well, like you could probably do, like, let's see, I don't really. You could surprise me with Vishal, right? Again, these are all 7th level adventurers, right? You could surprise me with Vishal, but the rest seems doable, right? Obviously, from the general goals list, I mean specifically. So yeah, I think that could be 4 goals you could complete next week, and you have an extra teammate next week, assuming Dom can make it.
Yeah, he should be fine.
So I hope so.
Hopefully.
But yeah, like
That he. I messaged him earlier today.
it's okay. We're not going to waste any more on-air time, are you? Are you? We're gonna go straight into our wrap-up chat, and with that, I want to go and say let us repurpose the Crumbar's Wish Ideas page, shall we? Because I feel like I'm gonna edit this so that everybody can actually access it again at some point. In fact, no, that's going to be too many clicks. I'm just going to make a new sheet, and then it's just easier. And we're going to call it the God Call. And I'll chuck it just after the Party Goals tab. Right. So there you go. That should be easy enough to work out, right? Why don't you use that particular page of the spreadsheet? Everyone know where I'm talking about, yeah? Why don't you use that to
right, yeah.
work out what you're actually going to divinate as well? Because that's going to be an important thing, right? Because you can obviously see why you think that's going to be an important thing. But I think that's going to be very useful, much like the Crumbar's Wish page, right? Like it's going to be you definitely want to have a bunch of thought put into what do we ask them when we phone, right? Because you want it to try and teach you the most. So you need to word it in a way that like rules out potential things that you want us to look at. So it's like, okay, we know there are 5 doors in front of us and they're all different colours. So you phone up Janus and go, what's your favourite colour, Janus? Right? Do you know what I mean? Or, yeah. And he gives you some kind of fucking rhyme about colours. But like...
the question has to be something that we're going to do in the next 7 days. So if we ask him a generic factoid, I don't think he has to say anything at all. It has to be like, if we do this, X. Doing this will cause X. Yes or no? Oh, well, not yes or no, but...
Plus, obviously, if it's something like Arya suggested question about, like, you know, are you kosher with the incarceration of the GGW's, you know, red eye problem or whatever. You know, you get what I mean. You can translate Ryan speak by now. The like with that at least is something that is likely to be ongoing during that 7 days, right?
Yeah.
So like, you know, it doesn't need to be something that only started. It just needs to be ongoing, you know. If it's like, you know, where is the nearest river? You know, some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
If there are no rivers nearby, you don't really get an answer, which sucks. So
Bars.
yeah, just ... End of line. Any immediate suggestions for the question then? We got.
Do you consent to us freeing the GGW?
I'll just quickly edit Riz's. Oh, I'm gonna edit it again because it now looks like a heavy metal band. There we go. There we go. Because it was Eric to be a bit like Storm Sorcery. Eric Rainwood. Okay, so we've got where is the eye? Eric's hammer. Are you? See, that's a bad wording, but I know what you mean. But like that is not what you want to ask because it would be like, oh, it was on the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what I mean.
But yeah, I mean,
want that location and that specific eye.
Because this is why, like, but this is like obviously the wording you give me. I'll let you write it out so that you don't misspeak. out of like random nerves, and I give you a
Yeah.
bullshit answer. That's why I want it written for this. That's why I wanted the wish written as well, so that you could be confident in what you were trying to convey to me. Because again, I'm not here to play that particular word game. Everything else is the word game in this. So, right, we've got, are you okay with your eye being used to get the GGW trapped? And then we've got, do you consent to us freeing the GGW? Interesting. Okay, so there's some good, strong questions so far. Obviously, add to this through the week, guys. I wouldn't hate if this was, a bunch of questions longer, ideally, because it gives you a bunch of food for thought. Somebody feel free to loop Dom in on this as well. It's probably worth getting his thoughts. He's probably going to have like a whole new couple of pages of spreadsheet ideas.
Oh yeah.
Be good to have, especially since you've got the fact that you want to specify Janus, not so much GGW, but you could ask him, if you were going to vote for GGW, what would be your pitch, right, and why? What would your question be? So it's not the worst thing to pop in. Shan, if you want, make a cell in here that puts the actual divination description in it, so people can like refer to it if they want.
That would be good.
That would be worthwhile. Pop in that description in so that people can refer back to that at a glance without having to scroll through Rule 20. Beyond that, though, while you're doing that, I'm going to just go through the wrap-up chat. Riz, do you want to take it away, buddy?
Yeah, interesting session, as always. Yeah, it's time flies, man. Like, you feel like nothing's really happening, and then it's like flies so quick. So it must be exciting.
You sound like so like reserved about that. It's like, was it exciting? What happened?
Yeah.
When am I? Are you
I'm
Mark
just
now?
so not used to this. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's quite strange. Like, it's just not my normal D&D experience. What I remember ages back. But
are
like
you
it.
on? Like, I was gonna say good. I was gonna say because here I'm gonna put you right on the spot, on pressure, live. I was like, are you having fun? And you can DM me privately later.
Sure.
Yeah. And it's shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's still got a lot to improve on. It's good, man. I like how we had to like retreat because we're just there thinking so much. Like, how do we get into this tower? Like,
the thing is, like,
couldn't figure it out.
And you are, as I said at the start as well. You are like 7th level adventurers. You are like small forces of nature, right? Like, it's hard to argue with the ability to shape the world that you have as a group. So
We're bosses. Fuck yo.
yeah, right. So yeah, I'm excited to see that. Plus, with a couple of those goals completed, that's just gonna hit level 8, and then he's become pretty baller. So yeah.
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 And it was interesting about the old hand, showing the old hand.
Yeah, right. A mark in the hand is worth 2 in the what? Yep.
Yeah.
That was good.
But yeah.
And his
Great
his weird moment of like maybe clarity, right?
Yeah, that's what I imagined straight away. Like, I saw I saw who he truly was, and then like gone. It's like it was so cool, like how I imagined it.
Yeah, right. Now you're thinking, what would have happened if I didn't show him my hand? Right? And you're like, damn. And we have that flashback of the Oracle from the Matrix. Anyway, so yeah, self-stead buddy, are we good?
No, it's all good, man.
Yeah, good. I'm gonna leave Crombar to last. I'm gonna go to Arya next. Yeah.
Well, will keep appearing and disappearing in mysterious ways in your games.
Yeah, I can't help that. I lose track of them.
I'm just getting used to it.
So my secret for that is if I need to introduce an NPC in my other games, I need to save RAM space in my brain, so I need to take them away from the other ones. It's like, sorry, you've got too many NPCs. Pull back the resources of Ryan's brain. Redistribute them to Monday and Wednesday's games. Yep. There you go. Revealed. Carry on.
Yeah, in that case, no. Fuck those games. Like, leave our characters alone. Leave Britney alone.
Quickly grab my eyeliner.
No, I mean, it's always fun to try to figure out what on earth we can and can't do and how, and try to be like, okay, what have I got that might actually be useful right now? I, for example, just taken Polymorph for the simple purpose of like, okay, gorilla modes didn't work. Let's try bird modes. And then, stuff had to happen overnight, as it always does. And yeah. I'm just like laughing and shaking my head here. They're both like very much us.
Mm.
sort of thing, like this sort of game, sort of things. But at the same time, I'm like, but I had a plan.
And now your plan is soup.
What I'm enjoying as well is the fact that, as you said, like it is like this is the type of puzzle I like to present, which is like a situational puzzle, as opposed to you're at this wall that has all these numbers written on it, and it's clearly some kind of magical puzzle. Roll to solve the puzzle.
Yep.
I'm not really big on those because that involves me having to come up with puzzles, right?
Yeah, but now I need to think. and
Yeah,
my
right.
brain
Imagine
hurts.
like you need to pretend you're this person in this world with these rules, right?
Yeah, but the
Imagine
thing
that.
is, though, is that the problem I have is I don't want to let it go because I will literally be like it's like the thing with obviously like the vampire guy. Like I'm still pissed off that we've not sorted that out,
Mhm.
or like with the demon that just kind of flew away.
Yeah, right. That thing that like obviously you and Arya haven't really mentioned to any of the new party members about this like weird man made of like fireflies that came out of hell. Yep, and then
Make a
just
note, we can look that
and
stuff up.
flew away.
With that.
That's pretty.
But it's that kind of way. I'm like,
substantial.
but it
Yep.
just bugs me because I'm like, right, will we get another chance at this? Will we not? Will we?
Another
What would have
try.
happened if we'd followed that? What would have?
Mm-hmm.
And it just breaks my head.
Mine
And I'm
too,
like,
buddy.
why can't we just do
Yeah.
everything at once?
Okay, so anyway, Arya, continue your wrap up chat, please.
Sorry.
That's
I'm also
okay.
not sure if I ever mentioned, why my bow lights up
Mm.
and that sort of thing to the new guys. But hey, it's a long thing, long story
Mhm.
that we've been going on. But yeah, so I do like your situational puzzles. It's just sometimes I'm like, I don't quite know what me the player would do, and I don't know if me the character would know what to do. And I think it gives it a very much like real life sort of quality because you do have situations when you're like completely and utterly lost, and there are situations where you're like, okay, this is the thing to do, and I'm doing this.
Mm-hmm. And
So,
sometimes it can be like such a mundane answer to a lot of this shit as well in
Yeah,
real life specifically. When you're like, oh, it was this simple, I just overthought it. Oh.
exactly, and I'm prone to overthinking, as you all know, so that's always a thing. But yeah, no, I had lots of fun as always.
No, good. I'm
Um,
glad.
I'm looking forward to next week's one. We're all like all together and
Mm.
figuring out what on earth we actually do and what we actually ask. So that's gonna be good as well.
Big exciting, yeah. I'm big on
Food?
it. Bastiel.
Good time. I am finally getting to use a bunch of spells that were just going to rot on my spell list if these circumstances didn't happen. So that's fun.
I love how you say your spell list. You mean the entire cleric spell list.
Yeah.
You're so hard done
Some
by.
content that you never get to use.
To be fair, that is true though, right? There is so much, like, especially like roleplay use spells only. We're like, oh, we just fight and then move on, and then we're told the dialogue and move on to the next fight, so I don't really get a chance to stop and talk to my god for like a quick catch-up chat about, how life's going. Aye.
I've
I
got
agree.
a whole bunch of spells for some reason entirely themed around stone, working stone.
Mhm.
So I'll try those for once. Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I think it'd be quite good. When I saw your spell list, I was like, good. I like the way you're thinking.
Thank
Literally, like, use every kind of tool at my advantage, quite frankly, or disposal. It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good game. Lots to do,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like tactile too, not
Mhm.
too metaphorical and stuff.
Yeah, right, like, this is a bit unusual for me, right? Elf Queen's like my jam, right? When it comes to existential bullshit. This is a bit more like, everything's kind of here, but it doesn't make sense. But it is here. Mm-hmm.
Run around and hammer it out.
Yeah, it's good. I like it. The answers are
Really
there.
done
You can tell I've really enjoyed playing things like the Outer Wilds and stuff, right?
Yes.
It's possibly definitely inspired my like design, maybe of this session, like this arc, this mini arc thing, a bit more than most. In the terms of like nothing necessarily new will solve your answer, like, or solve the puzzle. So it's good.
Yeah.
Ready, Grumbart, to take your actual turn, or
Save.
I mean,
it's alright, wasn't it? It was
wait,
alright.
whenever, eh?
Maybe I just like
Yeah,
hearing
yeah,
your
yeah.
voice, Riz, right? Fuck you. Okay? Calling me out of my shit. I'm tired, okay? Leave Mark
yeah.
alone.
I was not in any way expecting goldy skin armor stuff. That was something else.
Yeah, it's almost like you sent the rally here signal in the sky for the Golden Order, right? It's almost like that happened moments ago. Right? And then you went to sleep.
Oh wow, that's a.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I mean, imagine that, some possible correlation between a signal flare for the Golden Order and then speaking to the Great Goldworm in my sleep. I mean,
Yeah,
I'm confuddled.
Yeah, maybe that. Okay. Right, I've got a lot to think about now.
You didn't even tell him his son was in danger.
Oh my god.
Oh, fuck.
Yep.
It's fine, I'll do it when I'm there.
I mean,
You even mentioned Gil to me.
to be honest, you have a lot of space, a lot of time.
See, I thought that's what you were going to go for, because when you said, do I know if it's Gil or not, I thought that's where your mind was going with the, by the way, your son's in trouble, right? I thought that's what you were going to do, and then you didn't. I'm like, I need to not say anything or hint at anything to see how this plays out. I need to be a quiet GM. So, yeah. It's, yeah, it was good. I liked it. I really enjoyed the scene.
I was just more like, shit. Right, how can I free him in this time?
So, for me, right, that's a big thing, right? Because a lot of the times you do spend a lot of time hoping people will talk to you, right? In the heat of the situation. And I like that Crumbar didn't waste time on it for you, like normally. Normally you'd sit and go, okay, tell me all these things I need to know. Even though in the most of the situations you do that, these people would never talk to you, right? They'd probably just try and murder you or whatever the situation happens to be.
Because they're racist.
And I like the fact that at this point you went, okay, there's the source of the problems, hopefully. Shoot magic at it, hope for best. That was good.
I mean, I'm like, I was like, right, can I get up to it and then I can just try and, punch it with my head? Nope. Okay.
But you've also never seen, you've never seen any of Janus do this, right? Because, as far as you know, they open big red portally things and then you walk through them.
It only does a portals.
So, it's interesting.
So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah. Things are going to get tasty.
I think so. I think it's been, for me, it was a lot of fun to have some of the reveals in this one. Again, the stuff that you do lets me slot things in very nicely, which was good. As I said, some nice GW action, and poor Mark. Oh man, oof.
But it makes it I don't know. You have so many questions for your DMings, your DM style.
I mean, if you want to hit me up anytime, buddy, we can chat.
Yeah.
I'm always up for chatting about roleplay. It's possibly a curse I have, but I will never dispel that curse. Anyway, guys, is that everything, Grumbar?
I love you.
Thank you. I was hoping that was getting added in. There we go. Peak.
It always gets added in.
Guys, this is how he got the armor, by the way. I was 100% bought.
100% think that is actually how I get away with half the shit I do.
I mean, to be fair, you've seen my role. You actually get away with half the shit you do because the dice don't actually hate you, which is nice. Yeah. But anyway, guys, that was a really fun session. I can't wait to see what the hell the conclusion of is that Cloud arc is going to be. So that'll be fun. Goodbye, Twitch, I guess. Goodbye, everybody. Bye, Twitch.
Bye.